Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne.
So guys, I do want to break down this video of Dr. Umar, and he is basically saying that sisters should go overseas and become passport 304s in order to find a man, because like we already understand in this community, the passport kings are way different from the passport queens. Okay. They accuse the men of going overseas and doing sex tourism and all that stuff, and that could be further from the truth. Okay, the men are actually going overseas looking for genuine relationships, contrary to popular belief. Yes, are some men, spreading their wild oats overseas? Yeah, for sure, there are some men who are doing that, but a lot of the men, I would even say the majority of men, are looking for something genuine. All right. But contrary to the men, you have the women who are going overseas, who we've been known what they were doing, going to Mexico and smashing pool boys. Okay, going to Jamaica, the Caribbean islands to get these mud massages and then get their back blown out by the locals. Okay, going to Europe and embracing the fetishization of melanated women. So also going to the United Arab Emirates and getting duked on in Dubai, going to Africa and allowing a Ghanaian prince to urinate on you. This is what the women are doing. None of the men are going overseas and doing any of these demeaning sexual acts that these women have been documented in doing. So they like to shame the passport bros, but like I said, from the beginning of time, women have been getting flued out for prostitutional purposes, not for love. Okay, for prostitutional purposes. Like I've told you guys, any Instagram model, TikTok model, whatever, Twitter, that any woman with over 100K followers on Instagram, Twitter, or any social media platform is selling the WAP. Okay, she is using her platform for prostitutional purposes, and the men are not doing that. See, if a guy has 100K followers on any social media platform, he earned it. If a woman has 100K followers on a social media platform, she bent over and spread her butt cheeks. Okay, let's keep it a buck. Let's not. I mean, even the female fitness influencers, all they do is take pictures of their hind parts. All right. So let's not spread any false aspersions on this topic. The women have always been getting flued out in order for prostitutional purposes. And that's just the reality of the situation. So they're trying to paint this and put this thing on men, and they need to take that mirror, flip it around back on themselves. So let's get into this video of Dr. Umar, who I find highly hypocritical in some of his statements. Let's go.
I've heard on numerous times you criticize interracial marriage, right? Specifically for economic purposes. I know there are other issues in regards to mixed race children, but I want to focus on economics. But I think in the future, by default, specifically Black women will have to marry out of the race. And I just want to tell you why. Right? Based on the numbers, I'm pretty sure it starts off kind of even and around 18. It starts to decline, and around 30, it gets out of hand.
So I don't know what this brother's talking about. Statistically, Black women have to marry outside of their race. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. That is a pipe dream. It's not likely. Okay, they're saying, oh, statistically, black women have to date outside their race because there's not enough eligible black men. I call cap on that. I really do, because a lot of these women, there are plenty of black men who are eligible. The problem is they don't like Malcolms. They don't like mildly attractive, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable men. You have to be thug maxed. Like I said in the previous video, go back to my thug maxing video where I explain how to thug max and what thug maxing is. But you have to be thug maxed in order to date some of these women. So it's not so much that, oh, there's not enough eligible black men. No, that's not the case at all. As a matter of fact, I would say there's not enough eligible sisters out there because, straight out of high school, they got 2 babies in tow and they already are having a nasty attitude, not even specifically towards black men, but towards men in general, by way of the feminazi movement that has swept the states.
And we're at, say, 7 to 10, 6 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
But when you factor in unemployed, homosexuals, people who stay at home, we could argue it's probably 4 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
So with those type of numbers,
People who stay at home, what does that even mean? A homebody?
Plus incarcerate.
plus incarceration.
Mm.
So with those type of numbers, don't you think it's reality for women eventually to look to other races for men, even if you don't condone it?
Mm-hmm.
The reality is they don't have the option. Okay. For one, they desire black men, number one on the charts. And then the other thing is that, other races are just not checking for them like that. And yeah, you can have these women in the comments saying, oh, da, 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 whatever. Yes, they are. Look, man, I don't see y'all getting married in droves to men outside of your race. That's just the reality.
But it just seems like a realistic approach because there's just not enough men. And I want to go against I know you're going to mention polygamy, right? But the only reason with polygamy, due to the income of a lot of black men, I don't know if there'll be enough black men making enough to take care of numerous women, unless you redefine polygamy where the women are taking care of the men.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're way, but I want to
So this brother, I'm sure he's doing his best, but he keeps misrepresenting what polygamy is. See, polygamy goes both ways. Polygamy is essentially an open relationship. Polygamy can go, it can be disseminated via the feminine and it can be disseminated via the masculine. What he meant to describe is polygyny, okay? Polygyny, all right, with a Y. And that is where the man actually is in an open relationship and he has multiple wives, but the women are loyal to him sexually, okay? So that's what Dr. Umar advocates. He doesn't advocate polygamy where it can be open on both sides. He advocates polygyny, all right?
Good question. So do black women have to consider dating outside the race since there's not enough men available for them, and the ones who are available want a woman outside of the race?
And that's not even true either. 85% of black men marry within their race. What they're talking about as the black men who are, dating IR are the 30% of college educated black men, okay? And it's only 30%. What about the other 70%? Do they want those guys? No, they don't. Because even on these college campuses at HBCUs or PWIs, whatever you want to call it, the highest achieving black men, these women, they're looking over them, okay? They're looking over the Malcolms. They're looking over the mildly attractive, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable men, okay? They're looking over the medium, ugly, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable men. Even though these women might be mildly attractive and medium ugly themselves, they still think that they deserve a top-notch guy, maybe an athlete or some type of social media socialite on their campus. So they're trying to go for the top percentage when they literally have men who are eligible right in their face that they are denying on a daily basis who they put in the friend zone.
I would still be against it. I would say that the black woman can go north to Canada and get her a black man. She could.
So what Dr. Umar is not understanding, that the black men in Canada are on the same type of time. Western black men in general are on the same type of time that they are in the US. Maybe not as, it's way more exaggerated in the US for sure, and the UK when it comes to thug maxing and whatnot. and when it comes to the like overall demeanor of black men. But I'm gonna tell you right now, like black men in Canada are not looking for black American women. The main people who are looking for black American women are black American men, and they need to figure out how to make it work with the black men in America, because if they don't, then I'm sorry, but you think that they're going to be able to go to Canada? I'm telling you right now, those Canadian men, I mean, if you've ever been to Canada, the women in Canada are way hotter than the women in the United States. That's just the reality of the situation. So, like, if you think that there's competition in the States, then good luck in Canada, because there's a whole bunch of mixed race women, and there are a whole bunch of Haitian women in Canada who, you know, I guess they would be considered French or Creole or whatever. And they are way more competitive than the women in the States, even though they are westernized as well.
You go south to Central America, more than enough black men down there. More.
So, okay, Dr. Umar mentioned Central America and South America. So I'm going to tell you right now, in Central America, those melanated men, for one, they're looking for Spanish-speaking women, okay? For two, they're in Central America for a reason. Why? Because they're looking for a Hispanic woman. So, you know, they keep saying, oh, well, you know, black women can go overseas and have the same results as a passport kings. Absolutely not. Absolutely not, because it doesn't work both ways. See, men hold the keys to commitment. So you can tell these women to go overseas and try and find a mate all they want, but at the end of the day, for one, these men are going to be earning a lot less than American men, for one. For two, these men are not trying to commit. Like, you're just a play toy. So if you really want commitment, you need to try and figure out how to make it work with the Malcolms in the United States.
More than enough black men in South America, more than enough black men in the Caribbean. I think.
So he mentioned South America too. And I'm telling you right now, a lot of these sisters in the States are gold diggers. So what is the average wage of a black South America? Okay, a black South American. I would say between 12,000 and 20,000 a year. You think those women are going to want those guys? See, Dr. Umar, I love Dr. Umar for many things, and I disagree with him on some things, but I don't think he understands how focused these modern westernized sisters are on finances. They're not going to want to be with a guy who makes $15,000 annually. I'm telling you that right now.
She has to broaden her horizons, but I don't think she has to go outside of her race. And
then she's going to have to compete with the South American women. Good luck with that.
Honestly speaking, I think it would be to her advantage to do so. And the reason I say that is because in America, we have had the economic emasculation of the black man, where women have been put in charge of the leadership of the community.
So economic emasculation of the black man, but we make about $45,000 a year, and white men make about $53,000 a year. So we're only $7,000 off. So although, yes, there have been huge pitfalls in systematic discriminatory actions that have been taken to stifle the progress of black men. But today, in 2023, there's nothing holding you back. And black men are actually doing pretty decently when you put the finances up to a lot of other races. The problem is we have a lot of single mothers raising these young boys, and these young boys are driving our statistics down.
Community. And it has been this way for at least 50 years. We have created a culture where it's okay for black men to not be masculine, to not be leaders. So if the black woman is looking for that traditional black masculinity, she will definitely find that in Africa, where black men weren't subject to.
So what I will say is, yes, though I've heard women saying, oh, you know, going to Africa was a shell shock because the men are super masculine. The problem is these women don't want to be led. And these African men, they don't take anything from women. So for example, if the woman gets an attitude with an African man, she's going to get slapped in the face. And I'm not advocating for domestic violence, but the reason why the women are so feminine in Africa is because those men there's no consequences for getting physical with their women. So, be careful what you wish for, because you want super masculine, you want quote unquote masculine, but then all you're going to get over there is quote unquote toxic masculinity from those native Africans.
That white emasculation system.
And they're not going to be making as much as black men in the United States.
She will find him in South America. She will find him in the Caribbean, because these are communities where black men are raised and taught how to live off the land.
Jesus Christ. I really don't think Dr. Umar, I know he's got a kid and a baby mama situation. I don't think he really understands these women, bro. I really don't. I don't know if he's been actively dating. I don't see how he can think that black women are going to settle for a Haitian man who's making 10 cents a day. And I love Haiti. I love my Haitian men, sapase, whatever. But these women want money, bro. They want money, okay? They want money. Like, I don't see how you're going to convince them to deal with a man who's making, 30 cents a day selling fruits and waters.
How to build a house with your bare hands, how to be a provider for your family.
And I'm going to tell you right now, bro, those men in Africa, they're not building houses with their bare hands. Some are, but they're not building houses with their bare hands. The people who are building houses with their bare hands are in the States, and they're Mexican. Okay? Like, let's stop the BS, bro.
They very much still have that original killer instinct, not killer in terms of killing somebody's life, but that do or die for my family mentality that a lot of us in the States don't have.
And that's BS. Black men still have that mentality.
So I think not only should the black woman look outside of the geographic borders of the United States for a husband, I think it'd be to her liking to do it. I know.
So didn't Dr. Umar crap on the passport kings, the passport bros who were traveling, and now he's telling these women to go overseas and try and find a black man? Good luck. The most economically mobile, upwardly mobile black men are in the United States. I don't care what you got to say. That's just the reality.
Those sisters who have married African men, some of whom never thought they would look at them. They were not attracted. And they said, when I gave myself a chance, I actually liked him more than the brothers because he was so much willing to be everything I wanted in a man.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I need the receipts, bro, because I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing black women in droves marrying men of a lower socioeconomic status. And I'm not trying to talk down on these other men. I'm just talking about the facts, the financial facts, the data.
I'm not downplaying the brothers in the States, because we do have alphas and we do have brothers who still imbue that black masculine spirit. But if we're going to be honest, it's probably lower here than other places because of that emasculation process that we went to, along with all the other issues that the white power structure have introduced into the community. Now, for me, polygyny has to be considered. It doesn't have to be wholesale for everyone, and it doesn't have to last eternally.
Okay, so he is advocating for polygyny. Let me give you the issues about polygyny once he gets into it. Okay, he said it doesn't have to be wholesale for everybody. Okay, and yes, I agree with that. You can't have a polygynous relationship if your funds ain't polygyning. Okay, and that was a joke. I'm not saying that polygyning is a word, but you can't have a polygynous relationship if you don't got money, if you can't take care of those women. Okay. The second thing that he said, it shouldn't be eternal. I reject that wholeheartedly. If you're going to marry a woman, and that's what polygyny is about, it's not having multiple girlfriends. It's about having multiple wives. Okay. Women that you put up, women that you take care of and start a family with. So if you are going to do that with multiple women, yes, that needs to be eternal. That needs to be forever, because once you leave that woman, you make her a single mother, which is the main issue that we're having in the United States. See, I like Dr. Umar, but he just be saying stuff without really thinking about it. And when it comes to dating, I don't think he really understands the issues that a lot of the younger generations are facing. I would love to have a discussion with him specifically about dating. I don't want to talk about the white power structure and all this other BS that he's going to bring up as an excuse for why we're failing. I want to talk about dating in the States as a brother, as a sister, and the pitfalls that come with that. Now, if you are advocating for polygyny, it needs to be forever. No matter how many wives that you end up taking, you need to take care of them for the rest of your damn life, okay? Otherwise, you are turning them into 304s by sleeping with them, having children with them, and leaving them with a wet behind and a full stomach.
I can see a situation where some men can have more than one woman, and that this plural relationship system that we go to in the Black community will only last as long as it is needed.
As long as it is needed. So is he saying for the 18 years of raising the child? I don't think this is a good idea at all. If you're gonna do polygyny, you need to do it right. It's not as long as it's needed. If you marry a woman, it needs to be for the rest of your life. Otherwise, you're turning her into a broken woman, because every woman is broken after a breakup. So if you're just like, oh, I'm gonna marry her, have kids with her, and when my kids turn 18, I'm gonna leave her, then you are contributing to, you know, the breaking down of that woman's emotional ability, her ability to pair bond, and then you're alpha widowing that woman, which I think is wrong if you're doing intentionally.
Once you have a situation where the brothers are back on their feet and doing what they need to do, stop killing each other, stop being killed, stop going to prison because we have jobs and an economy for them, then maybe you can give it on up. I don't see it as perpetual. I see it as something that should be for the moment.
So he's saying Black men should, what he's basically advocating is for being a stepdaddy. Black men should take on another man's child and take care of that woman and as many women as he can take care of, to make sure that those children are not in the streets killing other Black men.
As we need it, which can be the next 20, 40 years. You follow me? But I don't think it has to be perpetual. But here's the issue. We already have polygyny. Very few.
Yep, we already have polygyny. It is the 80-20 rule. 80% of the women are dealing with 20% of the men. And right now it's probably 90-10.
Men, whether they in Africa, whether they here, whether they Black, white, or yellow, but of course we're talking about ourselves. There's very few men who don't have more than one woman. You follow me?
So he's wrong on that too. He's saying there's very few men that don't have more than one woman. Most men don't have any woman. How about that? What I will say is there's very few elite men in the top 20, 15, 10% who don't have multiple women. See, it's not about, oh, men just have multiple women. No, it's about elite men having multiple women. And even some of the bummy guys who are in the top 10, 20% of physicality, meaning their genetic makeup, have multiple women as well. So, you know, I think that he doesn't really understand the dating dynamics, and he doesn't really understand that modern women have the digital footprint of an adult film actress, and any woman with over 100K followers, which most bad chicks are going to have a lot of followers, even 10, 20K. Some people have said in my comments are using their platform for prostitutional purposes.
Monogamy is a myth. It doesn't exist anyway. The problem is most men are not being honest with their women, letting them know you're not my only one.
So there we go. Something that we can finally agree with. Men, if you are going to be in a polygynous relationship, you got to be honest. So let's keep going.
So it keeps this idea, this Cinderella idea in the Black woman's mind that I can have a man all to myself. Now, in theory, that's good.
So let me talk about Dr. Umar and his polygynous theory. Think about how many women he's ruining by dealing with multiple, like, because women get in their feelings, and he's breaking a lot of these women's hearts by, for one, even if he's honest, once you have intercourse with that woman, she is attached to you. And now once you stop dealing with her, you're going to break her heart. So even though he's saying that he's honest, it still is ruining the woman for the next man to come. And now she's got a broken heart, and a man has to mend that on the back end, which I think is unfair.
But you have to look at your circumstances. I'm not saying a woman should want to share her man. I would never want to share my wife. But when you look at the community and what is in the best interest of Black people, when you look at all these children without fathers, when you look at these women who are on the lower end of the social economic ladder with 7 or 8 kids that they can barely raise. How do you not consider putting an able-bodied married man in that house?
Well, what they do is they just put the government in the house through welfare programs and EBT
to stabilize that system and provide nurture for those children. If we care about the future of Black children, if we truly care about the future of Black children, how do we not address the fact that 70% of them are being raised by single mothers?
So what's actually happening is these women are choosing to be single mothers, and they are essentially getting entitlement benefits from the government. And now daddy government has become the father in that household. So I don't know why my nose is itching like crazy. But anyways, you already know what it is, man. It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Send your relationship questions to the email down below with a screenshot of your cash app so I know you're paying on time, man. Y'all need to be on your motherfucking name with the BS. You already know. Reclaim your throne.
Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne.
What's good, shout around? It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne coming at you with another crazy video. But first, my goal is to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. And you already know, Reclaim Your Throne. So guys, I gotta get it. Yo, dog, this is a crazy video that I found sorry, let me get my camera situated. This is a crazy video that I found from Dr. Umar's, I guess, Instagram Live or something like that, where he took live calls from sisters, and they were, I mean, it was women in Chicago, it was women, all over the United States, and they were trying to convince their sons to date sisters, date Black women. They were disappointed that their sons were interested in, IR relationships. And I thought it was very interesting because, man, I've got so many TikToks of, unfortunately, what we've come to in this day and age, especially when it comes to Gen Z dating. I've got so many TikToks of Black women just saying, I don't want the man. I don't need the man. Here's how my life's going, being single and 30. And, I'm just living the bestest damn life. So it's like, ooh, I mean, this is crucial right here. And people are not talking about it. You already know over here on Reclaim Your Throne, we are going to talk about it. And this video where Dr. Umar was talking to these sisters is about 30 minutes long, but in between, I'm going to bring in some TikToks of what the sisters really feel about the brothers, because in one breath, they're begging brothers to, date sisters. And then on the other breath, they're saying, oh, they don't need them. So you have to pick a side. Which one is it? And I think this call right here, or these calls, this series of calls, whatever, I know we've been talking about this a lot, but this is so real because it comes from real Black women who have sons who are trying to convince their sons to date Black women. And their sons are like, get somebody else to do it. Y'all know that little TikTok trend where all the women are like, oh, if the man don't do this, or he's like, come over, and she's like, get somebody else to do it. Well, that's what's happening with the young Black men. So let's listen up.
Women are losing because of this.
Black women are losing because of black men not being exclusive.
Wow. So I have to stop him right there. If you tell black women that they're losing, they are not going to agree to that. They're going to say, we the most educated, whatever. And I've already broken that down in Black Gen Z mindset. Unfortunately, they're the most educated, but they're also the most evicted. So there's something going on there. And he is blaming black men for the failures of black women. He's saying black women are losing because black men are not exclusive to black women. And, you know, what about the independence? What about the self-accountability? Once you say you're independent of a man, you have to take autonomy for that. You have to take responsibility for that. So ever since you started chanting independent, this, that, and the third, now the onus, the blame cannot go on black men no more because you independently fucked your own situation up.
In their dating choices. You have to tell your son that. And you need to let him know it's not because of hate. This has nothing to do with hating white women. It has to do with rebuilding the Black empire. It's about rebuilding the African world. It's about rebuilding the Black community. If Black women will not tell their sons that they must be loyal to Black women, if a mother can't tell a Black boy that you should be loyal to Black women, then no matter who else tells them that, it will not matter.
I mean, she could tell him that, but that doesn't mean that he has to do it. Look, you can't force these young black men to date these women, especially when we see what they doing on TikTok and we see what they doing on Instagram and we see what they doing on Twitter. I mean, when you look at most of like the fight profiles and the World Star fights, it's not looking good. The grind face fights, it's a lot of sisters out here acting a damn fool, and it's a lot of brothers out here acting a damn fool too. But if we're talking about coupling up, then that's a whole nother situation. And the competent brothers, the Malcolms, the mildly attractive, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable men, or the medium ugly, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable men, and even the massively attractive, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable men are not going for it, okay? Because I mean, I've got so much evidence right here that I'm going to show you guys as to why you start to see the younger generation of brothers start to lean away and start to push back and start to lean back. Lean back, because you got the passport bro situation going on, which is, you know, it's something that is going to affect the market slightly. It's not going to be a huge dip. Okay. It's going to be that really competent, really business savvy, e-commerce percentage of black men who are going to be able to, you know, work remotely and go overseas. That's going to be about less than 5%, I would say. So, but those are going to be the top tier brothers at the end of the day. Like, if you can figure out how to make it work financially overseas with an e-commerce job or online job or something that you don't have to report to a brick and mortar for, you know, you're elite, especially if you can make, you know, over $60,000 in another country. You're elite, point blank. You making $5,000 a month in another country, it's over. It's over. Like, you're elite at that point. And you're also in the top echelon, at least, you know, the top 60, 70% in America, if you're making that type of money. But the women don't see it that way because they're looking at Instagram, they're looking at TikTok, and they're looking at their own bank account, how much they're actually making. But a lot of them are incorporating intercourse work in what they're making. So it's not fair, because like, if you're oh yeah, well, I'm an entrepreneur, I do this, I do that, but then, you know, you selling pussy on the side, then it really doesn't match up to somebody who's doing it the right way. Shout out to Machismo TV with the $2 super trap. He says, we done with this plantation politics. We global. Exactly. We are tired of the plantation politics, bro. I feel you so much. Okay. I really do. I really do. So shout out to bruh. We already know he is outside and he's global.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hello?
Where you at?
Where we at? Oh, you want to know where I'm at? We outside!
We outside with it. Pay attention.
Black women are losing because of this. Black women are losing because of black men not being exclusive
That's
in their dating
crazy.
choices. You have to tell your son that, and you need to let him know it's not because of hate. This has nothing to do with hating white women. It has to do with rebuilding the Black empire. It's about rebuilding the African world. It's about rebuilding the Black community. If Black women will not tell their sons that they must be loyal to Black women, if your mother, if a
Bro, they're telling them that. They're telling them that, bro. They are telling, trust me, they're saying it. They're speaking loud and clear. They're saying it. They're speaking loud and clear. It's just falling on deaf ears because, look, bro, it is a very competitive market out here. And a lot of the Gen Zers are growing up in a, it's a more diverse scene. So brothers are being exposed to different women, and they looking at who keeping up with themselves. They looking at who is coming to school on fleek. They looking at who coming to school with a bonnet on. They looking at who coming to school, with house slippers on and pajamas. They looking at who coming to school, with their hair done. They looking at who coming to school with a wig on. So they know what's going on because they're outside and they're on, social media, and they're also looking at what's happening in their schools. And these brothers are like, oof. And then we have evidence from TikTok that I'm going to start integrating. So it's a wild. Wait till the women call in.
A mother can't tell a Black boy that you should be loyal to Black women, then no matter who else tells them that, it will not matter. It got to come from y'all, or it can't come from anybody. Okay. Now, to the question at hand, I'm not sure what it is with my beautiful Black sisters, Black mothers, but ever since I went on the Breakfast Club interview and had the conversation with my good friend DJ Envy, when he asked me, whether or not I was recommending that he tell his son, DJ Envy said, I can't tell my son that he can't date white girls.
Sorry, guys, I was muted, but this is hilarious that Dr. Umar is, and I'm not going to play the Breakfast Club interview because they're probably going to copyright, but this is hilarious that Dr. Umar tried to have this discussion with DJ Envy. Dude, you think you're going to get DJ Envy's kids to date Black women? I mean, come on, get real, bro. Get real. Here's the thing. DJ Envy has a beautiful family. Beautiful. All right. They are light, bright, high yellow. Okay. They are, they're, if they look like mayonnaise, like they legitimately look like mayonnaise. Like white people don't really look, they probably look more like maybe a light strawberry swirl than mayonnaise, but DJ Envy's family looks like mayonnaise, okay? Because they are yellow as can be, light, bright, and, mixed boys. Mixed boys usually find themselves dating white women, okay? Look at Patrick Mahomes. And I don't even know if he's mixed, but he's light, bright. I don't see how you're going to tell DJ Envy, who pretty much all his kids are damn near white. Like I'm trying to find, let's see. I guess this is a Christmas card. I mean, he's got a beautiful family. Let me see. Let me show this really quickly. This picture's kind of grainy. Hold up. But if you think you're going to convince DJ Envy's kids to, bro, are you, and this is what's going to happen, okay? His daughters are most likely going to date Black men, okay? Because light-skinned women overwhelmingly are choose Black men, okay? But the sons, not so much. You know, that's just the reality of the situation. Yeah, I'm gonna show you. Well, they're kind of young there. I just want to get a family appropriate picture. Okay, they got some hella Disney pics and all this type of stuff. All right, yeah, this one's pretty decent. I think his son's name is Casey or something. No, that's their last name. I don't know. Okay, so this is his son right here. He is he definitely has African features, obviously, in the face. I don't even know if his wife is actually, I think she might be Hispanic or something. I don't know. But as you can see, they're very light. You're not going to tell this boy that like he can't date white women. He's damn near white, respectfully. You know what I'm saying? And I got, you know, the utmost respect for DJ Envy and his family unit and all that stuff. I mean, obviously he's made some mistakes, and there was this whole controversy about Gia going on this 20-day girls trip. But all in all, they have a beautiful family, and I wish them nothing but success. Here's my thing. That boy is light bright. I could understand if DJ Envy was like raised in a dark skinned family and you was trying to like, hey, you whatever, which is, you know, I mean, isn't that kind of racist in and of itself? But anyways, I mean, that boy is yellow, bro. What do you expect him to do? What do you expect him to do? So let me get into some of y'all's chats. Because, you know, I like to, it's a lot of chats, but I like to read the chats because you don't have to super chat to get your opinion heard on my channel. Romare Dubose says, Umar ain't learned his lesson from Cynthia G in that tranny making a fool out of his stovepipe head ass. Goosebeard says, this idiot thinks we still think they're loyal. Yeah, they let me know I was on mute. Thank you. AlphaZo says, Gen Z ain't putting up with the forced indoctrination or cultural stigma of forcing us to do what our ancestors did. We not getting treated like a lottery ticket. We not cuffing 304s. We not saving. Yeah, we're not. I mean, black men, look, a lot of these sisters are starting way too early. I'm going to just keep it like that. And I'm going to just say like that. Black men, I think we're obviously there's hood simps. There's a lot of hood simps. But I think overall, black men are more cognizant of body count than any other race. And we care about that shit more than any other race. Right? Am I wrong in saying that? I think black men care about body count in their women over any other race. That's just my opinion. I don't know. I don't have any data on that. I can't go and quote the CDC or, you know, with the fucking, I can't do that. I don't have numbers on it, but just from my experience, that's what Base Muslim says. We still will date who we please. Facts. Goosebeard says, tell it. AlphaZo says, we not dealing with the masculine women or women that constantly put us down. Facts. Base Muslim says, ironically, black American women came up with a movement. We simply just didn't need a movement. Yeah, Taru says, I'm all for it as long as my guys are happy and not lonely. Yeah. Trigger Trey says, especially if they live in the suburbs. Goosebeard says he gotta be mixed. Mahomes. Yeah. Mixed educated boys love their mom. True. Yeah, that's facts. Taru says, my daughters are mixed, black, Puerto Rican, and German. And my oldest is dating a dark-skinned black man. And I don't care because the kid is polite and respectful. Skin tone doesn't determine character. You're absolutely right about that. And mixed women, the mixed girls. So this is the solution, black women. You know, just have girls and your daughters will date. I mean, it's that simple. Your daughters will date black men because overwhelmingly they're going to do that. Mixed girls like black men. And it just so happens that black men like all women, but they're being treated the best in America, at least by white women. Okay. They're being treated better by white women than they are by Mexican women, because I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like these Mexican women, they out here scamming, bro. So, I mean, I've fucked with a few Latinas before, but I wouldn't advise fucking with them in the States. That's just me personally. Okay. I wouldn't advise it. Base Muslim says Islam permits polygamy. I will marry an African like myself and another race of woman. Facts. Alphazo says Envy wife is Hispanic and or mixed. DJ Envy is a simp cuck in his relationship. I respect him wanting to keep his family together, but at what expense? Embarrassment, cheating, getting cucked. I'm good. Yeah, Base Muslim says this dude still hasn't built a school. Taruz, yeah, that is true. Where's the school at? I mean, I think he was working on it, but I don't know. We need a progress report. He got a lot of books. Where's the school? Taruz says, I agree. No one says true. Alphazo says black men been sexually active, black men been sexually active since early teens, and we the slut makers, so we are definitely more aware of body count and staying away from 304s. Yeah, WP says indigenous black men are more conservative than any group. It's why the system does so much to program their morals out of them. Facts. Taru says treated the best by American white women and Western European women. Oof. Yeah. Ifani says the black women are on TikTok throwing abortion parties for the boys because they didn't have a girl. Yeah. Let me go to some TikTok clips, guys. This is telling. This is telling, bro. This is, I mean, if you want a reason why black men are dating IR, I mean, just go to TikTok.
Listen, if you ever had me and you lost me, just know you took the biggest L in your life and you can't come back from that. And you got to tell everybody you lost me. I'm sorry.
The arrogance, bro. For one, the lashes. Let's go back. And she is, kind of attractive, but she's doing too much. The lashes are huge. Is it or is it not a wig? I'm not sure. If it's the natural hair, then kudos. She kind of looks Blasian. But the mindset is, oh, if you lost me, then, oh, you got to tell everybody you lost me. It's like, I'm going to tell you right now, we're not worried about it. And it's like all of them have the lashes on. It's insane. Like, and the lashes don't even be on fleek. That's the worst part.
You see, I love me some black men, okay? I really, really do. But at this point, the single life is just for me because men come in my life and want me, but waste my time. Like, how does that work? Just how does that work? You see, I love me some black men, okay? I really, really do. But at this point, the single life is just for me because men come in my life and want me, but waste my time. Like, how does that work?
So this is how they talk about black men. And I'm going to tell you right now, I guarantee she fucking with Pookie, Ray Ray, and Tyrone. Because the thing is, there are plenty of Malcolms, mildly attractive or medium ugly, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable men who would treat a woman like this perfectly fine. He wouldn't waste her time. He would date her for 6 months and then propose to her. And guess what she'll say? Oh, he going too fast. Oh, like he liked me too much. He done fell in love too quickly. Dude, let's not act like, dude, when a man falls head over heels for a woman, especially a black woman, unfortunately, guys, it doesn't bring me joy to say this, but when a man falls head over heels too quickly, especially for a sister, dude, it's over. It's over. So shout out to the Malcolms. I'm not going to let her degrade the Malcolms because there are plenty of Malcolms, mildly attractive, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable men, medium ugly, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable men. And these men would love to have you. They'd love to give you their heart. They'd love to give you their life. They'd love to slave away, do a 9-to-5 job to provide for you. It's going to be enough to get by. It's going to be enough to raise a family, a beautiful family at that, a beautiful black family, right? But he's not going to be the richest dude that you done ever met. He's not going to be the hottest guy that you ever met. You deserve a Malcolm. Because you're mid, you deserve mid, okay? And that's what we need to start teaching. You're average, boo-boo. You're average. You deserve average. And if you can get better, then you need to count your lucky stars. Because the reality is a lot of these chicks are acting like, they're supposed to get some type of millionaire, big stepping ass nigga. And no, you are not that, bro. You're not that. You're not that. Okay? We need to bring some perspective. We need to bring some anointing, some type of revelation. Okay? Because when men commit too early and they want to marry you 6 months out the gate, that's a man who's not wasting his time. That's a man who knows what he wants. But this is what they think about Malcolm's. And then let's go to the comment section. It's horrible. Single over here, I'm with you, sis. Girl, I swear they begged to waste our time. Facts, you could have left where I was at. Girl, preach this right here. They have all the time in the world to waste. Men will literally waste your time forever if you allow it. Men waste my time. That's so true. Sis, when you get the answer, please tell me. Sis, preach like I'm legitimately confused. This is a woman who is literally in a marriage. She's literally holding, and this is a white woman, and she's literally holding 2 children with a black man, and she's talking about, and she's concurring to this. Bitch, who's wasting your time? This man done put 2 fucking babies in you. Respectfully, I didn't mean to call this nigga's wife a bitch, but who's wasting your time? Why are you agreeing to this? Talking about some sis preach like I'm legitimately confused. Ma'am, you have a husband and 2 children. What are you confused about? What time has been wasted? That man put 2 kids in you, and you aren't the best looking. What are these women complaining about? You have women who literally have a man talking about sis preach, he wasting my time. Bitch, where? 7 years of being single, waiting till the day we both find each other. Until then, getting money, educating, and working on myself. Yeah, all right. We'll see you in 7 more years. TikTok really said, for you page. Damn. So tired of them wasting my time. I will be comfortable being single, and here one comes. Rachel Evans, dude, she looks like she's like 50. Her bio, I'm just here for laughter, motivation, and recipes. Well, at least she can cook, allegedly. I need someone to make it make sense. Facts, I've been single too damn long. Look, man, this is why black men are walking the fuck away. Honestly, bro. Look, it's another one. I got another one. Dude, I mean, I could do this all day on TikTok. I mean, it's endless content on TikTok, dude. Are you kidding me?
For the first time in my life, I don't feel the need to be with anyone. I don't have my eyes on anyone. I'm not in the mood. I don't have enough.
So she's acting like she's acting like she's celibate this whole time. Who believes that she's not having any sex at all? Somebody's breaking her back out, and she's over here capping, bro. I'm not in the mood for anyone. I don't need anyone. Dude, she's on Tinder swiping all fucking day. Don't let them fool you, dude. Don't.
Enough stamina for it right now, and I'm totally fine with that.
Bruh. Don't need a man. I'm totally fine with it. And she put it in a nice way. I have some women who put it more bluntly, okay? I think you have a lost twin. You look so much like, and she's beautiful, you know, don't get me wrong, but let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. I mean, are we really going to believe that, yo, she's just like celibate, she's on the bench, you know what I'm saying? She's not playing in the game. She's not going out. You know, she put all that cute stuff, self-care, all this stuff in the Bible, and she put all this shit, right? And I mean, let's keep it a buck. So she's claiming, okay, I'm Christian, boom, boom, bap. All right, which is fine. My thing is, I guarantee, bro, somebody is piping, bro. I guarantee somebody's piping, bro. Like, I swear they be trying to make it, like, they try and make it, it's like a huge virtue signal. Meanwhile, a nigga is piping, bro. Here's another one, then we'll get back into the Umar video. And these comments are going to be fucking crazy. Listen up.
I bought that bitch a Benz because she used.
Okay, so I'm sorry, that's copywritten. She says, I don't pay rent because I live out. I hate this new TikTok update. I don't pay rent because I live out my car so I can buy a house when I'm 25. I guess she's economically frugal, but What the fuck? Why would you post something like this? Look at her stomach. Look at the dark marks under the armpits from just the overweightness, bro. Why would you post something like this? It looks like she's in a fucking thong, bro. Her stomach is eating up her panties, bro. Or her shorts or whatever those are. The comments, tips to stay safe. Women are literally considering living out of their car. Y'all are not built like that. That's a man's thing. And I've seen a couple women do it and they're gloating on social media. I guarantee they're checking into hotels. Fuck out of here. They're just using all y'all's money to go check into hotels and then travel. And I mean, y'all, they fall for the same shit every time. Just like that YouTube bitch who I broke down, who was capping about living out of her van in Los Angeles. She might have been living out of it for like a month. Then she got 80,000 subs on YouTube real quick and monetized, bro. I know what 80,000 subs on a female's channel looks like. You're going to be making at least $10,000 a month. So like, what do you do in your free time? It's not like you can relax on the couch and turn on the TV. Where do you park? Because I wouldn't mind this, but I live in a town with no place to park. What? How the fuck do you live? There's literally no way in hell you live in a town with no place to park. Bruh. I'm just telling you right now, this is the future of dating. And we are, as black men, we're supposed to cuff this. It's literal insanity.
Any black man who is with a woman who's not an African herself is going to have a difficult time getting respect from me. I believe black men need to be with black women. The black family is under attack. Only 1 out of every 4 black women gets married. The black woman is last likely to get married. She's the last married, the first divorced. We have what? 2/3 of our children being raised by working class and impoverished single black female-led households. The destruction of a nation begins in the home of its families. And if we want to save black people, we have to save the black family. And in order to do that, black men have to commit themselves to black women.
And I said, you better tell him that. I saw that interview. Okay. But since that Breakfast Club interview, so many black mothers, to my amazement, so many black women have come forward to express to me that they have a problem telling their black sons that they should only date black women. And I'm just amazed at how so many black women don't feel comfortable doing that, especially given the fact that
because they don't have a leg to stand on. I'll tell you why they're not comfortable doing it, because they know they don't have a leg to stand on, because they see the young women who are supposedly options for these men. These women are dropping their sons off at school. They know what's going on. These bitches are literally coming to school with pajamas, with leggings on, with their house slippers on, with bonnets on, with, the little crinkle shits in their hair, whatever them little plastic shits that you put your hair through. I mean, bro. So the women are seeing that and they're trying to overlook it as best they can because they do the same shit. Sorry, I got to adjust my seat. I need to get a new chair. But they're trying to overlook it as best they can because they're doing the same shit. So it's like they know they don't have a leg to stand on, so they can't say, well, you can only date because they're looking at what the men have to look at. And I'm gonna tell you what, because I worked at elementary schools and middle schools, and I've seen in Gainesville, Georgia, and I've seen some of these conversations go down where the woman is suggesting, oh, don't you think she cute? Don't you think is that your little girlfriend type shit? You know how mamas be doing, trying to embarrass their sons, which I keep telling y'all, women love embarrassing men on social media, and they also love embarrassing their sons in real life. But but you'll see these dynamics, and then he'll be like, no, like she messed with this, that, and another person. So she's like, oh, like, you know what I'm saying? She's surprised because she knows that she was doing that back in the day. And she doesn't think that the women don't think that the men are smart enough to know that you've been ran through. At a very young age, men are smart enough to know. Nigga, in middle school, we know the bitches that's ran through. Like, so the women don't realize that we understand this until they're 30, because that's when they stop getting like that sexual attraction. That's when they stop getting hit on, because men are willing to deal with a ran through chick as long as she still looks good. But the moment she stops looking good, that's where the attention dries up. And then your age is an indicator that you've been ran through if you're still single. So men are not dumb, okay? And these young boys are not dumb either. And just like these women got the phone, they got the iPad, they got TikTok. Yes, these young boys have TikTok. They have the phone, they have the iPad, and they are seeing what's going on in these streets. They're seeing how a lot of these women are behaving. They're seeing who are starting the fights at the airport. They're seeing who are, starting the disturbances at the fast food joints. They're seeing who are setting their men up on social media dating apps. They're seeing, the list goes on and on.
That black women are the ones losing out because black men are not dating black women. So let me ask you, and I know you can only speak.
So first of all, if there are any black women watching, do you think that y'all are losing? Because I've never heard a black woman admit that she was losing. Even if you point out statistics and you point out data and you point out this and you point out that, and even if she knows for a fact her life is shitty, she's still not going to admit that she's losing. So I'm trying to figure out where the fuck is Dr. Umar coming to the conclusion at that black women think that they're losing. I don't care. Fuck the data. We can look at the data, but do they think that they're losing? Because even a welfare queen on EBT who got 6 baby daddies thinks that she's still winning. So let's not overlook the obvious delusion that's going on as well. Let's not overlook that because I'm trying to figure out where Dr. Umar is coming to the conclusion that black women think that they're losing, because they don't think they're losing at all. They actually think that they're winning. They literally believe that they are in the front. They believe that they are leading everybody and then also able to play that victim mindset. How the fuck does that work? You're winning in everything. You're leading everybody. You're more educated than every demographic of women and men, but then you're also a victim. So they're able to play both sides. I've never met a black woman who's literally said, I'm losing in life. My life sucks. Da 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 da. Like I've never seen it.
For yourself, but this is such a bigger issue. Why do you have a problem telling your son to be loyal to black women?
I used to, actually. I used to tell him all the time, find a woman that looks like me, your sister, grandma, or something like that, and then
okay, and that's disgusting. Actually, find a woman that looks like me, your sister, your grandma. What is that? How you're trying to get black men to date black women? God damn, y'all are not. Are you that numbskulled? Look, bro. Obviously, we all love our sisters. We all love our mothers. We all love our grandmas. Yeah, we don't want to fuck them. Get somebody else to do it. We don't want to fuck them. Okay. So stop saying this. Oh, you hate your mom. You hate your hate. No, I'm just not sexually interested. I just did a video that black women have a reverse Oedipus complex. This is it right there. She literally tried to advise her son to date a woman like your sister, like who looks like your sister, your grandma, and your mother. That's fucking disgusting, ma'am. Imagine if I was telling my sons, hey, date somebody or if I'm trying to tell my daughters, hey, date somebody who looks like me, baby. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? They gonna think I'm a fucking child molestationer, bro. Come on. Are you serious? Date somebody to look like your daddy, like your uncle. Date somebody to look like your granddaddy. What? Nigga, they gonna be like, why are you trying to police a woman's body? Why are they trying to police men's body? Why are they trying to police young boys' bodies? If we can't police their bodies on abortion and all this type of shit, then they can't police on our bodies on who we want to have sex with and who we want to marry and who we want to have children with. Sorry, that's not gonna work. The shaming language of, oh, your mama black, your mama this, your mama that, your grandmama, you know, all love to my family, but I would never imagine having sex with them. That's just weird. Okay.
I used to, actually. I used to tell him all the time, you know, find a woman that was like me, your sister, grandma, or something like that. And then what I think was the big shocker for him is like I said, he's very close to my younger brother. And my younger brother was dating this beautiful sister, had her own business and, you know, all this kind of stuff. And she actually helped him get his own business started. And he left her. And he married this little mountain girl, this little white girl.
Mountain girl. So imagine if a white woman referred to a black woman as a little monkey girl or as a little you know, field girl or something. Like, you don't, just because, and this is what they say about us. Oh, well, you know, if you don't want to date black women, that's fine. You could have your preference. Just don't put down black women in the process. Okay. Well, y'all need to stop putting down white women in the process. Calling her a mountain girl is out of line. Calling her a mountain girl is inappropriate, but you don't like when the shoe is on the other foot. So use the golden rule and treat others how you would like to be treated, because that was disrespectful and it was an underhanded, slighted joke. And guess what? That's the exact reason why your brother-in-law or whatever left. That's the exact reason why your brother-in-law left his sister, because he probably figured out that she was racist towards white women, because that was a racist comment. That was a racist statement. Imagine if somebody would have did that to you. Then all hell would break loose. We got Black Lives Matter, Ben Crump. We got Al Sharpton. We got Jesse Jackson. We got every civil rights leader that's still alive that lived to take, you know, the test of time. We got every civil rights leader or, you know, civil rights grifter, however you want to call it, out here protesting. The fuck out of here. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
He left her. And he married this little mountain girl, this little white girl.
He married... You said he married a mountain. Wait.
And Dr. Umar's laughing at it. And yeah, I mean, we could make it a joke. We could say it's funny. I love having a laugh. I love having a joke. Just keep that same energy when the jokes come back around on you. Okay. Shout out to Colossus, harder than titanium. He puts $2 on the super trap. He says snow bunny fever. And he is raising his hand.
Oh, say like
Wait, you said he married a mountain girl. Oh, what? She said he married a mountain girl. Oh, God. Okay.
All right. Keep that same energy.
Mountain people. Like, I mean,
Right.
I guess if you're from the South, you understand what I mean by mountain people.
Yes, I'm familiar.
Like Beverly Hillbillies. Like, that's a real thing down here.
Okay.
So she's calling her a hillbilly.
And, like, that's
What if somebody called her a welfare queen?
where she's from. And, like, this was a complete 180. Like, how you go from this sister, like, dark-skinned sister, beautiful girl, to this white girl.
And I'm gonna stop her right there. Beautiful girl. Women literally have horrible taste. They call every bitch beautiful. Once I start seeing women in the comment section of Lizzo's pictures saying she's beautiful, women's barometer on what's beautiful is gone out the fucking window. They'll call a bitch whose head is literally inverted beautiful. They'll call a woman with, like, you know, 3rd-degree burns around her body beautiful. They'll call a woman with an eye that comes out of her nose beautiful. Oh, you're so beautiful. Dude, fuck out of here. We're not listening to y'all when it comes to what's beautiful, because y'all the ones who done got all the fat hoes and the Victoria's Secret in the motherfucking Sports Illustrated magazines. Like, dude, back in the day, Victoria's Secret, you will never see no ugly bitch in Victoria's Secret magazines. Ever. Black, white, it doesn't matter. Hispanic, it doesn't matter. You're not seeing one ugly bitch. Now, nigga, you can't open the magazine without seeing a fat bitch.
And I was pissed. I didn't want anything to do with this girl. I was like, you know, he's been on and off with this white girl thing all his life. And then he gets in this serious relationship with the system. We're like, okay, he done grew out of it. He got it out of his system. And all of a sudden, he's like, well, she's too ghetto for me. And he dumps her.
Boom. She's too ghetto for him. Boom. She's too ghetto for him. Now let's listen to why she's too ghetto. Listen to what this woman did. She's making it seem like this man just dumped her for no reason. No, she's a fucking hood rat and he had to let her go. Because what? She's a liability. And if y'all did not understand, if y'all did not notice in 2023, if you're dating a hood rat, she's a fucking liability. She's going to get you locked up. She's going to get you killed. She's a liability and she's got to go. Listen to what this woman did. She's trying to make it seem like, oh, he just broke up with her, this black queen, and she was on her P's and Q's, and she was crossing her T's and dotting her I's, and she ain't do nothing wrong. Listen to what this bitch did.
So he said the black girl was too ghetto. So the black woman was too ghetto, so he went and got.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was. Is that unfathomable? It's not unfathomable when we say, oh, black men ain't doing right. Black men need to stop killing each other. Black men do this. It's not unfathomable when we do that. But when we say, oh, the black woman, she's too ghetto, it's unfathomable. You can't even imagine it. What? Keep that same energy. We got some problems in the community. We have problems. We do. Okay? We do. Straight up. It is what it is on both sides. And black men are willing to admit that. How about that? Black men are willing to admit that we got problems on both sides. The women are not willing to admit their problems, and that's the fucking issue right there.
A mountain girl.
What made him say that the black girl was too ghetto? He was.
All right, listen up to what she did. Listen to what she did.
What made him say that the black girl was too ghetto? He was at her house one night, and she got into a fight with her sister.
She got into a fight with her sister. And this ain't bro. She's trying to say, oh, she got into a fight with her sister like it was just some verbal back and forth. For one, we know how these sisters fight. Like this. Pulling bitches' hair out and shit. Beating the shit out of her. Pulling her hair and bow, bow, bow. Hammer punches, hammer punches, hammer punches, hammer punches. Dude, we know how these sisters fight. They are fighting like fucking pit bulls. If you ever been to a black school, you know how these women fight. Don't just say, "Oh, well, he got into a fight. She got into a little fight with her sister. It ain't nothing much." I guarantee she pulled out a quarter of her fucking scalp. I guarantee this woman pulled out a quarter of her scalp. You think a man wants to be with a woman like that? Hell no. A beast who can't control her impulses? Hell no. See, the black man was tamed in this situation. The black woman was not. She got in a fight with her sister, and that's enough to turn any man off. Because he's like, if she'll do that to her sister, her blood sister, a woman that she grew the fuck up with, what could she do to me? What could she do to me? If she will do that to her sister, the woman who is supposed to be her best friend, my sister's my best friend. My sister is my best friend. If a woman could do that to her sister, what could she do to the black man that she marries? Destroy him. Bring down his empire off of total emotion. She will bring total chaos, total destruction. And we are supposed to cuff this. Shout out to AlphaZo with the 1999 Super Trap. He says, welcome to the throne room. Yeah, we got 37 people in the building.
Oh, say less.
And we are outside.
Hold on. Hello?
Where
we at? Oh, you want to know where I'm at? We outside.
And they are not playing either, bro. They are not playing. I just seen like a preview of Natalie Nunn and Tommy Lee about the fight. Dude, it was like let's see, like a boxing match or something. Because I think the Jake Paul fight is today. But there was like a preview of their head-to-head, and these women are completely out of fucking control. They are animals, bro. Let's watch this shit, bro. Give me one second. Let me pull this shit up. Bro, these women are like, it's like, what the fuck? And we're supposed to cuff this. And people really underestimate the amount of, unfortunately, the amount of sisters that are really out here moving like this. Like this story that this woman just described, where her brother-in-law's sister beat the shit, or her brother-in-law's wife, whatever, beat the shit out of her sister. Dude, they're underestimating the amount of sisters out here who move like that, who are willing to take it to violence just like that. Nobody underestimates the amount of black men who are out here willing to do that. That's why I don't argue with niggas. We already know what time it is. But people are underestimating the amount of sisters who are willing to take it to that level of violence just like that. Even with somebody who's in their family. Let's listen.
Followers on Instagram, caffeine running through her veins. Here we go.
What's up, gang? You think black men want to marry a woman who speaks like that? What's up, gang? What's up, gang?
Here we go.
No, thank you. I told you guys, women take on the characteristics of the men that they're fucking. So who did she get that verbiage from? Who did she learn how to talk like that from? The nigga that she was fucking. And he was a gang member. Yes, he was. He was a Pookie. He was a Ray Ray. I'm straight on that, bruh. Black men know better nowadays. We know better than to chase after women who are dating gang members. What's up, gang? Yeah, I'm good. I'm a young fly bitch. Yeah, I'll pass.
On the scales, custom jacket intact. Baby boy's a feather.
She's dancing on the scale. Baby, you have to sit still. You have to sit still on the scale. And then look at the blasphemous jacket, okay? So she has a cross. She has a cross, but then she has two lightning bolts. What do lightning bolts signify? Lightning bolts signify when God sent Lucifer down to heaven, okay? And he had dominion over the earth. So she is, I mean, you can't do both, bruh. It's literally blasphemous, bro. But anyways.
Less than a feather, but yet you are in fighting shape within this catch and weight contest. 147 to be exact. 147, heart of a lion.
I mean, the only thing that she's got going for her is she's in shape.
Let's go. Natalie Nunn. Light as a feather,
Natalie Nunn. He said light as a feather. She knew that was bullshit. This bitch is fat as shit. She's a reality star. She used to be a reality star on the Bad Girls Club. Now she's fat as hell, looking terrible. And they keep saying, "Oh, black don't crack, black don't crack." She's cracking.
light as a feather, Natalie Nunn.
Back the fuck up, ho. Back the fuck up, bitch. And these are two light-skinned women. This is child's play. This is child's play. These are two light-skinned women going at it. Oof. Trying to fight through a 6'3", 6'4" bald man who weighs 270 to 80 pounds. Bro. Are you fucking kidding me? And we're supposed to cuff this? She's literally trying to fight through a man who is twice her size. She's trying to fight through this man. This man is fucking King Kong, bro. And she's trying to fight through him. I wouldn't try this man. I wouldn't try this man.
you finna get rocked tomorrow. You finna get rocked tomorrow. Ain't no sneaking, ain't no knives, ain't none of that shit, bitch.
Ain't no sneaking, ain't no knives. Jesus Christ. What the fuck has these women been through? Men don't like this. Men don't like women who are willing to set it off. Oh, she really, yeah, only hood niggas, only dumbass hood niggas want a bitch who can fight. I don't want no bitch who can fight. I need a bitch who's going to run. I need a bitch who is going to run, bruh. Like, come on, bro. And if she packing, I just need her to have good aim. That's it. Like, I don't need my bitch to fight, bro. Either she's carrying, which, you know, my girl's always going to carry. Or, I mean, come on, dude.
That's all you ever do. That's all you ever do. On all my shows, you're on my show, bitch. You on Daddy's West, which is my show. I'm your boss. I pay you. You on my shit, bitch. And watch your ass get work tomorrow. Like the boss.
Tommy's scared as fuck.
Like the boss that I am. Like the boss that I am.
Damn, we are literally supposed to marry these women. They want us to marry these women. Dr. Umar and other sisters are begging us to marry these women. And I'm not saying this is all sisters, but they are definitely influenced by the culture. Let's not say that they aren't. They're definitely influenced by bad girls clubs. Let's not pretend that they aren't. Come on. If you can't acknowledge that, then this isn't a discussion for you.
Yeah, you are so broke and disgusting. Look at you out here like a fucking fool. You're embarrassing. You're fucking embarrassing. And you're fired off my show. So you better stretch this check. You better stretch this check, bitch, because you're fired off my show, bitch. Yeah, unemployed. Once again, VH1 dropped you, and Daddy's West dropped you.
So it looks like she has become, Natalie Nunn has become some type of reality star executive who is continuing to perpetuate the disintegration of the black female image. So a lot of people want to talk about these rappers, but what about the black women who are behind these reality shows? Okay. What is it? Mona Scott Young, the black women that are behind these reality shows, Natalie Nunn, Mona Scott Young. I'm sure they're working in cohorts to disintegrate and degrade the black female image. And then, you know, the women soak up the marketing like fucking crazy. So they literally act like this in real life. And you can't convince me otherwise.
Yeah, the boss that I am. The boss that I am. Cheese. Smile for the camera. Everybody look at the broke bitch.
I mean, she is funny. I'm not going to lie.
I bet you ain't getting no more money from me, bitch. You wanna be broke. You're on my show. Created by Natalie Nunn, the number one show in America. Bitch, you can never.
Dude, and Kevin Samuels, he tried to talk to Tommy Lee. This is not a good look for Tommy Lee. She's going to get her ass beat. This is not a good look for Tommy Lee. Kevin Samuels tried with Tommy Lee. He really did. Kevin Samuels tried with Tommy Lee. You know? Let's go back to it. Y'all need to do y'all homework. If you in this space and you ain't did your homework, y'all need to do y'all homework. If you don't recognize Tommy Lee, she was on the Kevin Samuels show. Y'all need to do y'all homework. Listen up.
That you come off is kind of like it's really harsh to women, and that the things that you say is very insensitive to any women that reach out to you, because you being a therapist.
Hold on. Let me stop you right home. Let me be clear. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a clinician. I'm a consultant.
She is literally talking to Kevin Samuels, and she's outside a club right now. How do I know? Because them police sirens is going off. This is the type of woman that she is, and we're supposed to cuff this.
Well, you being a consultant of what? To women? Do you consult men?
Yes, I consulted with men. See, most of you ladies have no idea who you're talking to. You assume that I just got to YouTube, and I spent 3 years talking to men. 3, and it's all on YouTube. Matter of fact, on World Star, probably the most harsh response I have was to a man. See,
look, somebody in the comments said those eyelashes need a therapist.
Is it that I'm harsh or I'm direct?
Either way, like you're insensitive, and
I'm not insensitive. 2 + 2 is 4.
Behind your skull, going on in your mental, that you probably will break.
No. So
you haven't had nobody.
Hold on. We can't talk over one another. So I will say this.
Shut up. Okay.
You will say.
Go ahead.
Let me turn off. Let me do this because you're coming across. You're saying I'm insensitive, ma'am. In less than 6 months, in my Facebook group, there have been 8 black couples that have gotten together, 3 engagements. For every one woman that comes across and says what you do, I have hundreds in the comment section, thousands of emails of women saying thank you.
Can I speak right now?
Go ahead.
Okay, so I've just started watching your videos this morning because somebody told me about you. And the first 3 videos that I watched, the first couple of things you said to a woman was like, how do you rate yourself? And it's just like,
yeah, because that's important. See, Kevin was trying to put him on game and give him some perspective as to where they line up. But these women don't want to admit that they only deserve a Malcolm, a medium, ugly, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable man, or a mildly attractive, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable man. See, they think that they're above the Malcolms, and you're not. You're not, especially a woman with the likes of Tommy Lee. I don't give a fuck how much money you make it. Apparently, according to Natalie Nunn, you're broke as shit. So it really doesn't matter how much you're making. It's about, are you wifey material? And you're not. You're fighting for one, which is not wifey material.
Where does that come from? Why do you ask a woman to rate her?
What is my profession?
And then was she insensitive with Natalie Nunn? See, she's on a reality show where she degrades women all day. But the moment Kevin Samuel says, y'all look ridiculous doing that, then it's a problem. RIP to the Godfather. Shout out to Main TV with the $4.99 super trap. He says support for the channel. Demon Time. Shout out to Main TV. He is definitely a loyal subscriber.
Oh, say less.
What is my profession?
You're a consultant.
I'm an image consultant, okay. Hold on. No. See, you gotta listen. I don't ask them for no reason, and they know why they're coming here.
Why do you ask them?
Because it matters. The kind of men that listen. If you listen to my show, I ask the same questions. Do you want to be married? Yes. How many children? Yes, 2 to 3. Great. Do you want to have to work to pay significant? Okay. All right.
Look, she's not used to talking in a real conversation. She's used to yelling and screaming and getting drunk and then yelling over people. This is how a lot of black women communicate. And then they want to tell black men that they don't know how to communicate. A lot of y'all really need to just let people talk, bro. Because y'all interject and think you finna say something smarter when you just sound dumb.
New to my content, you're asking why I do something, and I'm telling you why it's there. What do you do? What's your profession? Because I'm not familiar with you.
I'm a hustler and a streetwalker.
A hustler and a streetwalker. So she's a whore. I told you guys, any woman with over 100K followers on Instagram is selling pussy. She's a prostitute. If she is, let me say this. Any woman who has a provocative Instagram profile, even mildly provocative, and she has over 100K followers, she's selling pussy. Facts. She literally admitted herself, I'm a hustler and a streetwalker. That's a fucking whore.
Because I'm not familiar with you.
I'm a hustler and a streetwalker.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. But I'm assuming that your looks play some portion in your success.
These women, dude, these women are so childish. That is so childish. I'm a hustler and a streetwalker. How the fuck old are you, bitch? How old are you? Grow the fuck up. Grow up. It's fucking disgusting. Like, what are you talking about? I'm a hustler and a streetwalker. Dude, tell us something. Tell us something about your. I mean, what the hell? This is what we got. This is what we got to work with, guys. This is what we're working from.
Sometimes I like to trick my men. I like to go out there real bummy and just see who I can.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Even dressing real bummy, you can only get so low.
How?
I'm sorry, you can't be a one if you tried to be. So this is what I do. I act like Miss America, Miss Universe, and looks matter because they do. I understand the kind of men that these women say they don't want busted, disgusted women that weigh more than they do.
Yep.
Crazy.
No, this man is true.
What's crazy about it? What's crazy about it?
Because just like, let me ask you, man. Let me ask you, would you date a man who's working fries at McDonald's just because he was cute?
Yes, if I'm attracted to him and I see potential.
Of course she would. She'll date a street nigga. I mean, it is what it is. Shout out to Doug Scott with the $2 PayPal.
Exactly.
I just got finished telling somebody today, like, I've never.
But would you marry him?
Yeah. Look, what did I just say? What did I just say, Kevin? If I see
you said you saw potential in him. But see, folks, this is what it's always the same thing. It's always the same thing. I would take him there, but see, you don't know me. See, what you just gave was the same answer women tend to give when men are below them. Yes, I would take him here as long as he's ambitious or I saw potential. No, he's on fries at McDonald's. He's cool at being on fries at McDonald's, and you're gonna be the breadwinner.
What if I knew him and he went to prison? What if he went to prison and it was
Jesus Christ. Now she's talking about prison stories. I mean, that's just a breakdown of Tommy Lee. We don't have to get into that. That bitch is toast, bro. It's over for her. But let's get back into the Dr. Umar thing. Then we'll get some more TikTok videos in.
And he couldn't break them up. He couldn't make her stop.
But the mountain,
he couldn't make her stop. Listen, that's like my pit bulls, man. When they get to fighting, you can't make them stop. This man tried to break up his wife and her sister getting in a fight, and he couldn't make them stop. Who wants to stay married to that? When your woman doesn't listen, you say, hey, get off your sister. And she continues to beat her ass. And she probably bowed him in the process of the fight. And Dr. Umar is trying to force that man to stay with her. It's just ridiculous. He's so out of touch with black men, even though he claims to be for black men. It's ridiculous.
Fight with her sister. And he couldn't break them up. He couldn't make her stop.
But the mountain,
and he broke up with her after that.
The mountain girl is probably more ghetto than the sister.
No, you can't get more ghetto than that. Your woman doesn't even listen to you when you tell her to get off. Can't get more ghetto than that. And he's just making assumptions. The mountains girl is probably more ghetto than the sister. How the fuck do you know? Have you ever met her, Dr. Umar? Have you ever had a conversation with her? Have you ever sat down with her? Have you had brunch with her? Have you had coffee with her? Do you know this woman at all? No, but you're degrading her based off of the color of her skin. Isn't that what you don't want white people to do to you?
Those mountain folks, them hillbillies, is worse than the hood people. They worse.
How? They know how to fish. They know how to hunt. That's better. Hood bitches, they don't know how to do shit but collect EBT and child support. I'll rather have a bitch. I mean, you know, she better not look like a damn hillbilly, but I'd rather have her grow up in the country, grow up in the mountains, know how to live off the land, know how to plant her own garden, know how to hunt, you know how to skin a deer. You know what I'm saying? Know how to find wild boar, know locations for wild boar in South Georgia, North Georgia, wherever we got to go. Okay. I'd rather a woman who is, you know, who knows how to live off of the land than, you know, a hood bitch who getting government assistance all day. I'll take that.
So that was an excuse as far as I'm concerned.
Like I said, he got with this girl and like.
It's an excuse that he wanted to marry a different woman because this woman fought, his wife fought somebody and he couldn't break the fight up. That's insane.
I was so against it, but you know, not to take anything away from her, she's not a terrible person.
So the white person, she's talking about the white woman. Oh, she's not a terrible person. She's a great person. I bet she is the twinkle of his eye, bro. I bet she is the twinkle of his eye. She's doing everything that he says. She's being obedient. She's being a good girlfriend. Dude, she's trying to disparage her character based off of the color of her skin, and she couldn't even do it because she's such a great wife. It's ridiculous, bro. Shout out to WP with the 533 super trap. He says $5 challenge, support Truth Media. Yeah, you got to support Truth Media. We're doing it on the dating side. We're doing it on the crime side, guys. We're doing it all.
Hold on. Hello? Where we at? Oh, you want to know where I'm at? We outside!
If I could choose my brother's mate, I would have chosen for him to work it out with the sister he was.
Oh, so if she could choose her brother's mate, dude, fuck out of here. But if a man was to say, yeah, you probably, as a woman, you should have your father choose your mate. You should have your brothers choose your mates. You should have your uncles choose your mate. Do you know what type of fit these women would have? Do you know what type of fit these women would have? They wouldn't be down for that. They don't like arranged marriages, but they want to put black men in arranged marriages. Ma'am, it doesn't work like that. Men choose their wives. Men choose their wives. Facts. We're not, you ain't putting us in no damn situation with a bitch that we don't want to. No, we choose our wives. It's ridiculous.
But, that was his decision. That's a grown man. But,
But let me get back to my question for you, though. Why? Okay, but
I felt like I couldn't pull my son away from that.
But
you can't. You know why? You know why she can't pull her son away from that? And I'm just going to be totally honest. I'm going to be totally honest. Look who's hitting the gym. Look who's hitting the gym. Who's hitting the gym, though? In Denmark. This is in Denmark. Get your passports, men. Who's hitting the gym, though? Come on. This is why you can't pull your son away from it. Because they got ass now. The white women got ass now. Okay? This is why you're not pulling your son away from it. Right here. Okay? Right here. That's why. Because her waist is less than 25 inches. Because she's got a 25-inch waist. That's why. That's why. You're not pulling your son away from it. You're not pulling your son away from it. You're not pulling your son away from it, guys. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere when she got that thigh gap right there. And she tooting that ass up. He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. Okay? I'm trying to figure out, honestly, are y'all staying competitive? As a black woman, you got to ask yourself this. Are you staying competitive? Who's in the gym, bro? Who's in the gym? Okay? Who's working on their body? Who cares what they look like? Who's trying to look good for black men? Who's trying to look good for black men? Let's keep it a buck. Okay? Who's competitive in the dating market? Who's not out here saying that, oh, your weight shouldn't matter? It's ridiculous, bruv. Go to any gym in the West. You'll be lucky. You'll be lucky to see a sister. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Okay, but that okay.
Ruin his relationship with his uncle because his uncle married this white girl.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to ruin the relationship with the uncle. Okay, let's say and the aunt has a white husband.
So listen to this. This woman was contemplating ruining the relationship with her son's uncle just because he's dating a white woman. How fucking racist is that? You were contemplating ruining the relationship. Oh, you can't go over your uncle's house just because he's dating a white woman. That is absolutely ridiculous. Look at that was her first thought. And Umar, I'm surprised he corrected her on it. Oh, you don't have to ruin the relationship. I'm surprised he corrected her on it. I didn't expect that. But that is probably, one of the few male role models that young man can actually look up to, be himself with, maybe his uncle lets him curse, every now and then, talk to him about girls and tell him which ones are valid, which ones aren't. And his uncle gives him game that he can't have conversations with his father like this, or otherwise he'll get in trouble. So he has to go to his uncle for refuge from a male elder. And this woman is about to ruin the relationship just because that man who her son looks up to is dating a white woman. Disgusting.
The uncle, okay, let's say to her, and the aunt has a white husband.
Uncle, because his uncle married his wife.
But for you though, why? Okay, but
I felt like I couldn't pull my son away from that.
But okay, but that okay.
Ruin his relationship with his uncle because his uncle married this white girl.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to ruin the relationship with the uncle. Okay, let's say to her, and the aunt has a white husband, and none of my sisters are married to white men, thank God. But let's say the aunt has a white husband. She can still
and you're not married to the woman that you had kids with. So are we thanking God for that too? I mean, because you just created dysfunction. And Dr. Umar has been, at one point at least, he was very honest about his situation, and his baby mama terrorist was practicing parental alienation. Okay. Shout out to Mr. Palmer. His baby mama terrorist was practicing parental alienation. So, I mean, are we thanking God for that? Just because, oh, your sisters ain't married to no white men. I mean, let's keep it a buck. They're not going to be preferred by white men. So the likelihood of them marrying white men is low. But if you had brothers, you probably would have had a higher likelihood, especially if they were college educated, because 30% of college educated black men date IR.
Hang out with the aunt. But guess what? I'm going to make sure my sister understands that the only lesson you giving my child as it relates to dating is she will date black men. And if you cannot reinforce that, don't even bring up dating. That's something y'all will not discuss. I will handle that myself.
So now they want to police the conversations, man. Fuck out of here. How about this? Let your son decide who he wants to be with. That simple. And if he doesn't choose you, don't look at it as something that you messed up on. Look at it as a learning experience. Look at it as a teachable moment, and try and coach up the next generation of women. But see, they don't want to do that. They don't want to pull up the next generation of women and stop telling them to participate they don't want to tell them to stop doing hoe culture, stop doing hot girl summer. They don't want to do that. They want to keep preaching strong and independent to these women while they got a husband, and kids. It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
That's what I would be telling my sister. Okay. You can mentor her in any other, being a lady, business, education. But when it comes to dating, because you made a political mistake against the race, you can't give my daughter no dating advice because you are with a mountain man. So since you dating ice people,
a mountain man,
and I only want my daughter dating sun people,
the racism, a mountain man.
You don't give out no advice. And I would let my daughter know over and over what it is we stand for. But my question to you, you seem a little ambivalent. Well, you said you used to tell your son to only date black girls, but then you stopped. Why did you stop giving him that principle to live by?
Because she can't control that nigga. If the women can't keep their kids out the street, they definitely ain't finna keep him stopping from dating a white woman, which is not illegal.
I guess, one of the biggest rules in my family is respect the elders in the family. And now that she's married to my brother, she's an aunt.
Shorty on Cricket Wireless.
So it's like, you gotta respect her. So I don't want him to come out his mouth wrong at her. Mom should be married anyway. I don't want him to quit. Not that I think he would, but I don't want to disrespect her. Or I don't want him to disrespect her.
But it's not disrespect. It's not disrespect. But it's not disrespectful. Those are the principles. Listen, Jewish people don't invite black people to the synagogue. Ever. Ever. It's not disrespectful. They are just for themselves. So we got one of the biggest problems we have to get over with. This is our New Year's resolution. Black people have to get more comfortable being unapologetically African. We have to stop feeling that it's wrong to be totally and exclusively dedicated to ourselves. And the reason why we got to change this is our whole resurrection depends upon this mental shift. We will get nowhere economically, financially, spiritually, socially. We will get nowhere until we change this sick mindset that slavery gave us. We got this from slavery of having to approve of everybody else, even when it's even when it's not in our own best interest. Black women are losing because of this. Black women are losing because of black men not being exclusive in their dating choices.
So it's our fault. Black women are losing, which I've already spoken about this before. You're going to have a hard time getting black women to admit that they're losing. They don't think that they're losing at all. They don't think that they're losing at all. If you don't believe me, go and look at the comments. Go and look at the comments on my video and see what the black women are saying. They think that they're winning. So be it. I'll let them live in their delusion. And some of them are, for sure. Okay. But let's keep it a buck. If you're single or a single mom, especially, then you're taking that L. Romare Dubose with the $5 super trap says, for the $5 challenge, Umar and them like black fascists. They want to police brothers' choice of women. Damn! Exactly. That was a fair point. That was a fair point.
You have to tell your son that, and you need to let him know it's not because of hate. This has nothing to do with hating white women. It has to do with rebuilding the Black empire. It's about rebuilding the African world. It's about rebuilding the Black community. If Black women will not tell their sons that they must be loyal to Black women, if a mother can't tell a Black boy that you should be loyal to Black women, then no matter who else tells them that, it will not matter. It got to come from y'all, or it can't come from anybody.
I got a question on that, Doc.
Hold on. Let me finish with the queen first. What are your thoughts?
Let me finish with the queen first. And that's the bullshit. The matriarchal system is bullshit. You know? It's bullshit. He's stepping down the man had a question. You're talking about black men dating black women, and he doesn't want to hear the perspective of black men. It's fucking bullshit.
What's on that, sister?
I mean, I agree with you. Like I said, my biggest concern is, I guess, because I'm so family oriented, and it's a lot. Race mixing is a lot in my family. I have a lot of.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So this ain't okay.
I have a lot of male cousins and whatnot that have dated or married white women and Asian women, and like, I don't want to keep my son away from everybody.
You don't have to keep him away from nobody. Listen. You don't have to keep him away from nobody. He can still go around his white aunts with their white husbands, and he could go around his black uncles with their white wives. He can still be around everybody. He just knows that ain't the way I'm going to be living my life. That's all. He ain't got to talk about it. He ain't got to debate it. He ain't got to defend it. It doesn't even have to be discussed. He simply knows.
Good luck. That's something that's got to be deeply ingrained. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the internet has made it so that black men actually don't have to do that at all. Okay, black men actually don't have to limit themselves to just one race of people. They're trying to make it seem like, you know, we're just limited to just dealing with sisters, and that's all that we can get. And I'm telling you right now, ask the sisters, are they competitive? Can they compete? Can they compete? Okay? Are they competitive? That's what it's about nowadays, okay? Can you compete? Do you look better than the next girl? That's really what it's coming down to, bruh. That's really what it's coming down to. Can they compete with this? Can they compete? Bro. It's going to be tough. And they don't believe they have to compete. Let me make that clear as well. They don't believe that they have to compete. But the dating market is a competition. Who can get the best man? Who can get the baddest bitch? It's that straightforward. Can you compete? Okay? Because them women are the Middle Eastern women, they putting on full hijabs because they don't want other men to see their bodies. Can black women compete with that? Absolutely not. You know, history doesn't show that. At least in the States. So let's go to some more TikTok videos. Let's listen up.
If you live in Atlanta, I'm gonna tell you like this: as a female living in Atlanta, and I lived there for 17 years.
You know, Atlanta's supposed to be the black Mecca now. Atlanta's supposed to be the black Mecca, and this is she's overweight and she's about to shit on black men in Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta, and I'm gonna tell you right now, there's plenty of Malcolms, mildly attractive, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable men. There's plenty of Malcolms, medium, ugly, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable men who, you know, probably match her level. They work at the Caterpillar plant. They might, you know, be a janitor at SunTrust Park. They might, have a wildlife job or some occupation where they're not making, $100 grand a month. But at the end of the day, they're there, they're present, and they're real men. She doesn't want them.
Them men there got an issue. They got a whole ass problem. Most of them like juggling women. I remember when I was in college.
She's talking about hood guys. And guess what? Women like juggling men too. Let's not act like women don't have like huge rosters nowadays. Every woman has at least 5 niggas texting her right now. Let's not act like women juggle men more than men juggle women. It's hard to be a guy who can juggle women. It's easy as fuck for a woman to juggle men.
And the men that I used to go to high school with would come to Atlanta because they heard it was more women there than men. And they would come for the weekend, have fun, trying to find somebody to sleep with for the weekend, get about 3 to 4 women to sleep with over the weekend.
And what would you do? She's just acting like she's just some type of angel. Dude, she looks over 30. Guarantee she's got over 30 bodies.
And then take their ass back to the city that they came from. Atlanta has always been the place for men to play. That is a playground. That is a place for men to go around and sleep with as many women as they want to.
Actually, it's not. It's only, bro, do you know how hard it is to get a bitch in Atlanta? Are you fucking out of your mind? This is why black men are dating IR, because if you really want to, and I'm not talking about no ugly ass fat bitch. I'm not talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, where I can literally see that your eyebrows your eyebrows look like niggas' hairlines when they put that white shit on your hairline. Like, it doesn't look good for eyebrows, bro. It's a whole different skin tone than your whole fucking body. So that's one thing. So we're not talking about women who look like you. I'm talking about actual bad bitches in Atlanta. Let me try and find actual bad black women who are in Atlanta on Instagram. Do you know how hard it is to get a fine black woman in Atlanta? I'm talking about bad. I'm talking about a bad bitch, bro. I'm not talking about no, regular ass, busted up ass, tatted up. We don't like that, bro. Black men don't like that. I'm speaking for black men on this one. We don't fucking like that shit. That tatted up hood vibe, black and mild smoking ass bitch. Nah, we don't want that shit. I'm talking about a real, genuinely bad black woman. Like, bro, it's fucking hard as shit. So what the hell is she talking about? Men just go there to play and da-da-da. Yeah, maybe the top percentage of men. But, dude, it's fucking hard. Atlanta is one of the hardest places to game. Atlanta is one of the hardest places to game. Straight up. I'm trying to find some women in Atlanta. Let me dude. That she is literally out of her mind talking nonsense, talking about men just go there to play. Dude, do you know how hard it is to get a bad, like a actually beautiful, like actually naturally beautiful, no BBL, no prosthetic fucking tits, a naturally beautiful black woman? Dude, all the finest black women are dealing with music executives. Black music executives, like, club owners. All the bad, like the hottest black women, are dealing with super rich guys. And no, they're not getting married. They're just getting fucked. But why do they allow it? Because they're benefiting from it. Just like we talked about the Shanika Adams and the whole IG model, the origins of the IG model thing. Dude, it's the same shit, bro. Do you know how it's extremely hard to get a fine black woman in Atlanta, bro? I'm in Atlanta. It's fucking tough. It's tough to get a bad bitch, period, in Atlanta, but it's even harder to get a fine black woman as a Malcolm, okay? As a mildly attractive, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable man. Now, if you're a hood nigga, it'll probably be easier, but if you pronounce your words and you're college educated and you're smart and you don't move and you don't sag your pants, it's going to be a lot harder. If you are not thug maxed, it's going to be a lot harder to get a fine, beautiful black woman in Atlanta. That's facts.
Because the women there are so desperate or so loose or so insecure that at this point they will take any type of attention from a man.
That is not fucking true. What is she talking about? She's probably talking about like the video vixen hoes who are getting paid. That it's not about attention. It's about money. It's about money. Now, everybody knows that the bottle girls are getting fucked. Everybody knows that you could pay them $750 and you can get some head. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. So it's not about, oh, they're so loose and so that, yeah, they're loose, but they're getting financial gain from it. So she's just trying to make it seem like, oh, well, the women in Atlanta, they just hoes, so they fucking every nigga. No, they're fucking the top 5% of black men in Atlanta. That's what's happening. It's not that every man goes to Atlanta and gets a bitch. Here's a bitch for you. You got a bitch. You got a bitch. You got a bitch. No, that's not how the fuck it works in Atlanta. If you are an elite black man, you're getting all of the women. If you are an elite black man, you're getting every single one of them. You're cleaning up that night. If you walk in with a 20K Rolex or AP, you're getting all the women.
If you live in Atlanta, I'm going to tell you like this. As a female living in Atlanta, and I lived there for 17 years, them men there got an issue. They got a whole ass problem. Most of them like juggling women. I remember when I was in college and the men that I used to go to high school with would come to Atlanta because they heard it was more women there than men. And they would come for the weekend, have fun, trying to find somebody to sleep with for the weekend, get about 3 to 4 women to sleep with over the weekend, and then take their ass back to the city that they came from. Atlanta has always been the place for men to play. That is a playground. That is a place for men to go around and sleep with as many women as they want to, because the women there are so desperate or so loose or so insecure that at this point they will take any type of attention from a man. Any type. They're out there sharing men. Some of these women sharing a man and don't even know it.
Yeah, they're sharing men, and as they should. Okay. If he's a high value man, if he's a Malcolm, if he's a massively attractive, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable man, yeah, you're going to share the man. Point blank.
That you are raising him with a code of honor that they were not raised with. That's all. It doesn't have to be a conversation.
So when these little white girl crushes come home, I need to dead that immediately.
Yes. Yes. You can tell him, you can be friends with him. And of course, we know you can't have white friends, but he's not there yet. But they can be, you can socialize with him. You can associate with him. Okay. Nothing's wrong with that. But you ain't dating them. We don't do that in here. You will only date black women.
Dr. Umar, I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm from Chicago. My son, he's 14 years old. He just started high school. So you've been around black girls all this time. And my worst fear has come to fruition. This little white girl that goes to his school is like 85% white. White girl goes to school. Not the only white girl.
Oh, she said it was her worst fear. Oh my God, dog. These little white girls got these hoes shook, bro. Damn, that is crazy. She said, no, my worst fear. This little white girl at his school done take a liking to him. And yes, he is going to explore that option. He's going to explore that option, ma'am. And there's nothing that you can do about it. There's nothing that you can do about it.
I'm like, what do I do? His dad is Muslim. So I'm telling him, like, we don't live together. He been incarcerated my whole son's life just until this.
His dad has been incarcerated the whole child's life. And and who's supposed to clean up after that man? Somebody's supposed to play stepdaddy after that. And you know she's still sexually active. You know she's still fucking somebody. So she's bringing other men around her kid, which is deplorable. Colossus, the harder than titanium with the $2 super trap, says, on my Malik Yoba, on my way to Atlanta.
Oh, say less.
Yes, sir. I feel you.
Yeah, he just got out of prison, so he's trying to adapt. I'm coming to him. I'm like, look, you need to tell your son that he cannot date. Because I'm telling him, he can't. I'm like, you can't date her. He's like, Mom, why? What's wrong? Why does her skin color matter? I'm like, look, I'm not trying to sound racist. Because now he's learning about this racist. They teach him about racism and all this other stuff. You know, all the stuff in the news. And so now he's calling me a racist.
So Umar's going to come with the dumbass excuse. Oh, you can't be racist unless you have political power. And da-da-da-da-da. Well, black people are getting political power everywhere, okay? Look at Chicago. Mayor Lori Lightfoot. Look at Louisiana. Mayor LaToya Cantrell. Look at San Francisco, London Breed. Look at, I mean, they're claiming Kamala Harris, but look at Ketanji Brown Jackson. Black people are getting political power and representation. Look at the mayor of New York, Eric Adams. Look at the mayor of Atlanta, Andre Dickens. So we're getting representation and we have political power. As a matter of fact, we got a little bit too much political power now because they just releasing niggas outside of out of jail and shit off of some criminal justice reform bullshit, and that's for another discussion. But that's the excuse he's going to come with. Oh, teach your son that you can't be racist unless you have political power. Well, what you said about that white woman earlier, that mountain shit, was racist.
I'm like, Jay, I'm not a racist, but I just feel they're teaching us that we're racist.
But wait a minute. Wait, back up. You said he asked you, why can't he date the white girl? What did you tell him?
No, he said, Mom, why does her color matter?
And what did you tell him? You got to answer that. He asked you a good question.
I'm not saying that, I'm just saying for him, I said, Jay, I feel like for you, only the black girl is going to understand you because you're a black boy. And
no, she won't. That's where we stop right there. Stop it. Y'all keep saying the black girl's gonna understand. Bro, where? Do we need to go to more TikTok videos? They ain't understanding a damn thing about black men at this day and age. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They're not understanding a damn thing, bro. The black woman's gonna understand you more. No, she's not, because if she did, she wouldn't be doing all that fucking yelling. She wouldn't be doing all that fighting like the other girl said. That her brother-in-law tried to break up the fight with his black wife and she couldn't even do it. They're not understanding shit, bro. Okay? And I got plenty of TikToks to prove it. They ain't understanding a damn thing.
And I said, I just don't agree with you dating somebody outside of your race. And he's like, Mom, why does the color matter? I'm like, so it's like, I'm not trying to sound racist. He said, Mom, you sound racist though. I'm like, oh my God.
So look, he's finna bring in the bullshit. Oh, you can't be racist because you don't have the power and you don't. If you are a black person, you're going around saying fuck white people, you're fucking racist. Stop with the bullshit.
Wait. I'm still not clear.
He'll grow out of it. Ain't nothing wrong with a little But ain't nothing wrong with a little marshmallow or something. He said, like, he'll go out of it. It'll just be a phase.
That nigga said, ain't nothing with a little nothing wrong with a little marshmallow. I'm dead.
But I'm scared it's not a phase because my son is different. Even though I grew up in Chicago. I'm not posh, but I'm not, I'm not from the hood. I'm not in between. So,
Get the fuck out of here. Ain't no in between. Ain't no in between. You have to choose a side. Either you're a hood bitch or you're not. She talking about I'm from Chicago. I'm not posh, but I'm, I ain't from the hood, but I'm in between. Just say that you're a middle class black girl. Why can't you just say you're a middle class black girl? What's so wrong with that? Or come from a blue collar family? What's wrong with that? Shout out to Colossus, Harder Than Titanium with the $2 super trap. He says, Ma chose a felon because she hates black men.
Oh, say less.
Yeah, and I guarantee that the guy who, hasn't been her husband or her man, whatever, the father of her children who's been in prison, I guarantee the crime that he committed was against another black man. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
He grew up around the whole family. Like, we're mostly all black. So it's just like,
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They keep trying to make you want to fuck people who look like your family member. No, we want that Zaza. Niggas want that Za. That foreign. Ain't nobody smoking the mid-grade weed no more. Damn. Ain't nobody smoking that regular shit. Niggas ain't smoking that Reggie no more. We want that Za. Nobody wants the same thing, bro. Like, it doesn't make sense how you don't understand that. It doesn't make sense that you don't understand that. Sexual access and sexual variety is essential to a man's mental health, and these young black men realize that they are becoming more and more of the preference in the dominant society, and they are expounding upon that and expressing that by the mates that they choose in their youth. We want that Zaza.
My son, out of all people,
out of all people, oh God. Get over yourself. You wasn't blackety enough to keep your son from dating IR. And that shit probably turned him off too. Because you're not being fair. You're not being fair, okay? In your assessment. You're not being logical. That's the problem. If we want equality, let's fight for equality. But don't degrade the white woman by calling her a mountain bitch. Fuck out of here.
I don't even know how this even happened. So I don't even know what to do.
But I don't think your answer was sufficient. When he asked you, why does color matter? You said, I'm not trying to be racist. That means you went on the defensive. That shouldn't have been the answer. I'm not trying to be racist. You don't have to try to be racist. You can't be racist.
She can't be racist. Guys, I really don't want to have to bring this up, but she can't be racist. This is the bullshit. He's trying to make it seem like black women can't be racist. That's bullshit. Let's just go to Twitter, guys, and see how many racist black women we can find on the TL. And this is not to like degrade them, but it's just to prove the point that you're talking all this shit about black women can't be racist or black people can't be racist. And, there's multiple videos where black women are being racist. Okay. It's ridiculous, bruh. And then we have to deal with some bullshit on top of that. I'm going to show you guys exactly what we're dealing with. I'm gonna show you exactly what we're dealing with out here, bro. And I'm gonna drop the link too if somebody wants to join up and if they disagree. We're not gonna play the volume. We're gonna give us a quick snippet, but this is what we're dealing with, men. And we're supposed to date this. It's so violent I can't even play the rest. But we're supposed to date this. Okay? It's absolutely ridiculous, man. It is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, bro. So he's going to try and go on the tirade of, oh, black people can't be racist because we don't have power. It's bullshit.
Racism is a group system. Racism is a group system that is created by a group, implemented by the entire group who has systematic and economic advantage over another people's opportunities. The only way you can be racist against white folk is if you exercise some degree of control over economics and the political.
So the only way that you can be racist against white folks is if you exercise control over political, financial, institutions. That's what his argument is. I would beg to differ. Okay. If I go up to, not me personally, but if a black person goes up to a white person and slaps the shit out of them and says, hey, you white devil, whatever, he's a fucking racist because he discriminated against this person solely based off of the color of their skin. That's the definition of racism. Niggas keep trying to switch the definitions of all this shit. They're trying to switch the definition of what a woman and a man is. I'm not going to let them do it. Okay. I'm not letting them doing it with the genders, and I'm not letting them do it with race. If you are racist, you're a racist. It doesn't matter what skin color you are. If you're a fucking racist, you're a racist. Point blank, period. All right. So with that logic, if we go to Nigeria and Nigeria just implemented a law that said that they're not going to accept any white models unless they're Nigerian natives, that is racist, right? So it's like they have the institutional financial power. They have black leaders in Nigeria. And guess what? They implemented a policy that is racist. It is what it is. Okay. That's the game, right? Nobody's going to say it's blatantly racist because they're black. But if a black person goes, up to an Asian person, which is happening often as fuck nowadays, and they slap shit out of somebody and say, oh, you Asian this, you Asian that, then they're a fucking racist, okay? And there's no way you can get around it. It's bullshit.
Reality of white folk.
There's like a lot of wind.
Yeah, that's somebody who need to mute their phone. Somebody got the wind blowing. But if you don't control opportunities, if you don't control wealth, if you don't control institutions, how can you be racist?
So that's what I'm saying. And then he tries to pin down racism to being black and white. It has nothing to do with just being black and white. Okay. If black people can't be racist, then that means if I go to Mexico and I start talking shit about Mexicans, I'm not racist, right? Because Mexicans have the political power and the financial power, well, the cartels, but Mexican cartels have the political power in Mexico. So can I be racist toward Mexican people? Can a Mexican person be racist toward me? Can I be racist towards Asians? Can an Asian person be racist towards me? Middle Easterns are pretty much damn near the most oppressed in the world. Can a Middle Eastern person be racist toward a black person? Can a black person be racist toward a Middle Eastern? This is where the argument collapses, okay? That nigga he's bullshitting at this point.
Says you have to be able to exercise power. To be racist, you have to be able to exercise power systematically against another community. You can't be racist as one person. There's no such thing as a one-person racist.
What's a good response to tell my son? Because every day I'm keeping laws about when he's seeing this girl, what they talking about. Because I don't want him to be with her. I don't want him to.
Then tell him that. Tell him that. I would have.
It doesn't fucking matter what you tell him. You tell him that you don't want to be with her, and he's gonna want to be with her even more. Now she's a forbidden fruit. Now she's a forbidden fruit. Okay. And he gonna bite that damn forbidden fruit.
I have no problem telling my daughter, you're not dating any white boys. We don't do that. And then
it's way easier to tell black women that you're not going to date outside of your race. I mean, it's way easier because they prefer black men. But when you start talking about trying to get black men to not date outside of their race, the thing is, I ain't got no type. Nah. Bad bitches is the only thing that I like. So it's going to be way harder to have that conversation because, for one, black women, a lot of times they're not even attracted to those white men. So you have to get over that hump. You know, even like really attractive white men, they'll still say that they're not attracted to him because he's white. And that's a personal problem. But when it comes to black men, it doesn't fucking matter. If she's bad, she's bad.
Explain to her why, okay? And that's what you have to do with him. You got to make sure he looks at the history to understand what we have been through at their hands. You need to make sure he understands the rules of racism, which includes that all white people at the end of the day are going to support the agenda of their people, whether or not they love you. Personal relationships with white folk have nothing to do with their political commitment to their community. You got to let him know, how are we going to rebuild the black community without strong black families, and you can't build a strong black family without a black woman? You systematically sit down, write it down on paper, you brainstorm everything you need to.
That's because niggas aren't worried about, oh, let me build a strong black family. Niggas are like, let me build a family that works for me. And women have the ability to say this all day. They have the ability to say this all day and nobody bats a fucking eye. But then when black men say, hey, let me just build a family that works for me. I don't care if it's black. I don't care if it's white. I care if it works for me.
To be honest, I'm at a point in life, well, stop telling me you like me. Cause y'all just be talking out the side of y'all neck. Stop telling me that you like me. Stop telling me you got a crush on me. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. Leave me alone.
So when you got black women telling black men to leave them alone and stop telling us that we like them, they don't care. Okay? And you got black women saying this, and then we're just supposed to just keep chasing? Fuck no.
To be honest, I'm at a point in life, well, stop telling me you like me. Cause y'all just be talking out the side of y'all neck. Stop telling me that you like me. Stop telling me you got a crush on me. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. Leave me alone.
She don't care. She don't care, bro. I mean, they're happy to be single, so why not just let them stay single? It doesn't make sense to me. We're done chasing women who don't want to be kept.
A day in the life of a single six-figure chick. So today I pretty much watch clothes because you can't do it the last Friday of the year. Don't want to bring new baggage into the year. Took things to Home Goods, Goodwill, took myself out for a nice relaxation spa massage. Got the shiatsu at Healing Touch. Now I'm watching Emily in Paris with a glass of wine. Ladies, single is not boring. Love yourself and Happy New Year. Bye, loves.
Single is not boring. Love yourself. Happy New Year. So when black men say that, you know, the same thing, we just want to be with the women who value us, then it's a problem. So she's saying dating as a sister, not my type, racist parents, fetish size. So she's talking about white men. Too loud, extra intimidating. I mean, those are valid critiques. Those are valid critiques because when black men come and approach, then y'all, why are you talking to me? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I mean, there you have it right here. Here's another one. And they keep twisting the knife. Okay, sorry. So it says, I can never date a single mother. And then she's like, speak up, because it's that speak up song. And it says, I'll never date an independent single mother. The next one says, she has worked on herself spiritually, mentally, and physically for me to play games with her. What? Bruh, that's not why niggas aren't dating a single mother. You're a mom with a fucking collarbone tattoo. You have a chest tattoo, bro. Like, you're not feminine. It's over. You're not finna be with a man. And look at this picture in the back. 4 fucking kids. Are you kidding me? Yeah, the only game that I'm playing is your son's PS5 after I beat the cheeks and get some of his damn fruit snacks in a juice box, a Capri Sun, and get the fuck on out of here. That's the only game that I'm playing when I'm over your house. She can handle her own, does not tolerate nonsense, doesn't have time to waste. She is confident and would put you in your place respectfully. Put a man in his place? And then she's sweating in the damn video too. Like, honey, wipe the baby oil off your face, baby. You Shorty was sweating making that damn video. Like, and this is what they think about black men. I ain't got time for the games, da 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 da, whatever. Shit. I mean, apparently you had time for 4 games. That nigga was playing Madden 2K on your ass. That nigga was playing every game imaginable. That nigga was playing Call of Duty Black Ops 2 on your ass. That nigga got 4 kids about you, and you still talking about, oh, I ain't with the games. Your baby daddy played a big one on you. So like, what the fuck? Like, this shit goofy as hell, bro. Like, we're literally supposed to cuff this, bro. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Here's another one. Me posting I'm single after another failed relationship. Okay, let's mute that. So she's crying. The streets welcoming her back. So her first resort to, being single is having sex with more men. But they don't need men, right? They don't need men. They don't need men. It's wild.
So in today's episode of Men Are Absolutely Insufferable and Not Worth the Fucking Time.
Oh, wow.
So I've been talking to this dude for like a week or so. I'm back in Wisconsin visiting my family. He has been in Dubai, but we both live in Atlanta. So when I get back, the plan was to meet up. Not the plan anymore. There's been like a few inconsistencies with and weird things that have happened. But again, we haven't met yet. And I'm just kind of hanging out, playing the field, feeling the water. So it hasn't been
hanging out, playing the field, feeling the waters while she's talking to another man. Translation, she's sleeping around. You're done. You're done. You can't be taken seriously anymore. Once you start talking to me, you cut off all the other hoes. Point blank. If you don't, that black men are not fucking stupid. They think we're dumb, bro. They literally think that we're just gonna go for anything. Like, oh yeah, we gonna let her just keep talking to all these types of men, and then we're gonna be the one to take her serious. Man, fuck no. You're going to get fucked and you're going to get chucked. That's what's going to happen. What I really don't understand why she, and I mean, it looks like she getting some gray hairs too. Like, damn, you've been doing this for how long?
Hasn't bothered me enough to bring it up, but today. So this was our conversation from this morning. He said,
oh wow, so now she's posting the text messages. Guys, I told you, women love embarrassing men on social media. This is a private message. This should not be shared to the public. And you're over here sharing private messages between you and another man, bro. This is fucking disrespectful. But if a man was to do that, then we'd be, oh, you petty, you childish, you a little boy. I can't deal with these little boys. You a weird nigga. Just ate breakfast, made by me, of course. Enjoy your readings. Talk later. And it says Chef Carlos with the pot. And she sends kissy faces. And then he sends the meal. I believe. Yeah, I believe he's the chef. So this man knows how to cook for himself. And he's not out here saying, oh, I don't need no woman. Men know how to cook now. Men know how to make their own damn coffee. Men know how to keep their own house. They keep saying, oh, these men are dirty. These men don't know how to do this. Dude, I know more men who can cook than women.
That he just ate breakfast made by him. And I told him I was reading, so he said, enjoy your readings, I'll talk to you later. I said, Chef Carlos with the pot. He sends a picture of said meal. I'm a nosy bitch.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, it is a neat plate. It does look like maybe a woman could have plated it, but I plate my meals as well, and they work. So maybe she's reading into this and saying, oh, another woman made it for him and he's cheating.
Said meal.
Or not cheating, but because they're not even in a relationship, but he's dealing with another woman. Here's the fucked up part. She's dealing with other men too. And now she's mad that he's dealing with other women. This is bullshit.
I'll talk to you later. I said, Chef Carlos with the pot. He sends a picture of said meal. I'm a nosy bitch. So what do? Download it. For 2 reasons. One, I wanted to see if his location was on because he said that he lived in Buckhead near me. And I just wanted to see if that was true. And then 2, just to look at the date because, And so the location was accurate, right next to me up in Buckhead. But the date, y'all look at this date.
So the date is July 23rd, 2022. So she's looking at the metadata, which is pretty smart. I'm not going to lie. She's looking at the metadata, which is smart. And, he's trying to, run some game. He's trying to run some game. So, I mean, he got caught up. It's his fault, I guess.
Saturday, January 23rd. Are you fucking ill? First of all, you could have just not sent the pic. I believed you wholeheartedly when you told me that you just got done eating breakfast that you made.
Yeah, I mean, he wanted to flex a little bit. I mean, what's wrong? It's a little white lie.
Needed no proof whatsoever. But the fact that you said that and then dug back in your fucking photos to find a picture of the... You're blocked. I'm done. I have nothing else to say. What the fuck? Are you a serial killer? Are you a scammer? You got to be a scammer. Like, lying about the breakfast that you ate this morning is insanity. I mean, that is like next level. Like, we have nothing else to talk about. Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, that I would admit that is a red flag, but the funny part is she ended up choosing that man to begin with, okay? So she found something attractive about him, and I wouldn't be surprised that if she doubled back and still let him hit.
I'm going to be single for the rest of my life.
So you heard her. She's going to be single for the rest of her life, okay? Let's listen to this last take, then we'll get back to Umar.
Wow, that's a great question. I wasn't expecting that question.
So the question was, why are you single? And then she said, that's a great question. I wasn't ready for that question. I mean, it was kind of funny, I guess, but, you know, little chuckle and keep it moving. Let's get back to Umar. Yeah, but if you want to join the video and you have some disagreements, hit me up. If you disagree with IR dating, hit me up. Join the stream and we'll talk about it.
Tell him, you make it a lesson. You make it a lesson and make sure he understands it has absolutely nothing to do with hatred. This is not about hating white folks. It's about protecting, honoring, and building black people. You don't have to hate them not to date them. You don't have to date them not to marry them. You ain't got to hate them to build your own community.
To that little part, it doesn't help that some of our family is mixed. So I'm just
Are mixed, not is mixed, are mixed.
But that shouldn't, listen.
I'm gonna take that suggestion.
But listen, that shouldn't be a problem either. Why? Okay, I have biracial people in my family. They are black. And guess what? They need to hear it too. So you can remind them that they're black. Because the minute the biracial says, well, you know, I'm half white. Show me a white person that considers you half white.
White people actually do consider biracial people half white. Okay, that's why they're mixed. And you know, obviously we got one drop rule and all this other shit. We understand the history, but at the end of the day, nowadays people kind of understand. Yo, he's mixed. His mom's white. His dad's black. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation.
Show me a single white person who considers you half white.
Bro, I mean, white people are more likely to confront that reality that, yeah, he's half white than black people, because black people are just going to be, oh, well, you mixed and you black. Like, you know, you need to be with us type shit, right? But white people are going to say, well, no, he's mixed, okay? He's got one white parent and one black parent, and it puts them in a unique situation to show him both sides of the races and the difference in culture. So instead of using this situation to alienate one side of your family, you need to use it as a teachable moment. But because these guys are so caught up in race baiting and just overall racism in general, they're not going to allow that to happen. They're not going to allow that teachable moment to happen, and they're going to end up, you know, giving their child an identity crisis.
There's no such thing as being half white.
We talk about all the time. The white person not gonna call you white.
Never.
Call you black.
Exactly.
And honestly, I really don't know where they're getting this shit from. Everybody, I mean, the mixed breed jokes have been going on for a long time. Everybody acknowledges mixed people.
We have to become unapologetic, y'all. I need y'all to understand how important it is to become if our children see us hesitant, if our children see us scared, if our children see us ambivalent, if our children see that we don't have confidence in standing on this, why would they believe it? Why would listen, the Jewish culture, they listen.
Another question.
Yeah.
You can't compare us to the Jews, bro. You just can't, man. They put in the fucking work. It's no competition at this point. Unfortunately, we're not competitive enough to be even in that comparison.
Yeah, but hold on. Let me say this. I'm gonna come to you. Hold on. I'm gonna come right to you. The Jewish parents let their children know you will work. You will never work for a black person. They tell them this. They tell them. Everybody is unapologetic.
I ain't gonna lie. I've never heard that. I've literally never heard that. I know this Jewish girl who her dad was actually the principal of my elementary school, and I know this Jewish girl, and she literally works for a black female congresswoman right now. I've never heard a Jewish person say you'll never work for a black person. I've never heard that shit.
Apologetic about their culture's agenda except us. We still hung up on this Christian, Islamic, Judaism theology and ethos that says we got to embrace that's why we last. You're not going to win this holding hands with the people who pushing you down. If the black woman doesn't tell his son, exactly. Listen, we need all the help we can get. You ain't got time to be worrying about how your enemy feels about what you telling your children.
And that's the problem. You're still considering white people, a whole demographic, a whole race as an enemy. If white people considered black people as an enemy, where would we be in this world, man? I mean, this is just, the mindset is just so toxic, bro. And they like to talk about toxic men. Dude, this mindset is so fucking toxic. You can be for your race without demeaning another race. Yes, we love jokes and we like making jokes and whatnot. But at the end of the day, when it comes to, like, we're about unity on this channel. I don't give a fuck if you're any guy can be a Malcolm. Okay, it's not exclusive to black men. I just refer to black men because I am a black man. But any guy can be a Malcolm. You can have white Malcolms. You can have Arab Malcolms, you can have Hispanic Malcolms, and you can have Asian Malcolms. Okay, we don't exclude, man. It's fucked up that he's, just being so disrespectful in this way.
Children, we ain't got that luxury. Do you know how many white folks you're gonna have to piss off before we fix our problem? You're gonna have to piss a lot of people off before we fix this. This was built over 400 years. August 21st, 2019, 400 years under Anglo-Saxon British North American rule. August 21st, 1619 to August 21st, 2019, 400 years. After 400 years, if we can't tell black boys that you better be loyal to black women, we are going nowhere. We might as well dig the ditches, make our own coffins, and get in them right now. Because if the black boy doesn't know he got an obligation to the black woman, if he don't know that his purpose for being on this planet is to build with a queen, we are done. It's over.
Then I guess it's over, bruh. Then I guess it's over, because black men are choosing the mates that they want and that want them, not the women who are just tolerating and who, have complaints around every corner. All right. And a lot of these women do end up having good men, and they just end up leaving their good men. Okay. I got a video on a woman talking about, oh, if you over 40 and you a black woman, it's divorcing season. Like, dude, come on. Y'all are talking all this black family unit bullshit. And then it's like, oh, well, it's divorcing season. Let me find this video because it's fucking ridiculous. And they keep making it seem like, oh, well, it's just the black man's fault and all this kind of shit. Oh, man. Did I lose that link? Fuck. Oh, no, I got it. Thank God. Woo! Thank God. All right, I got it. Here we go. Listen to this shit, man. Listen to this shit. And tell me that black men are just supposed to, we're just supposed to continue to try with these women when this is their mindset.
If you are over 45, it's divorcing season. You better hold on to your marriage. Because for real, everybody's getting divorced. I don't know what that's about. In this past week, in conversations, 2 people have blurted out, 1, ain't nobody married no more. 2, they only marry because it's cheaper to keep her or him. So if you married, you better hold on to your shit. Y'all better start communicating. It's divorcing season.
So you heard her. So she probably gonna, you know, get up and leave her husband soon too. She's seen all her peers leaving a mans and shit. This is a mentality, bruh. It's ridiculous, man.
And one thing about me, I'm gonna leave a nigga exactly where he had me fucked up at. I don't give a fuck if I gotta start over 20 different times. Bitch, give me 20 different lives. You won't stress me the fuck out. See you, bitch. Won't want to be you.
So that's what they think about black men. Oh, they're just gonna leave you right where, you know, you had them fucked up at. Let's listen again.
And one thing about me, I'm gonna leave a nigga exactly where he had me fucked up at. I don't give a fuck if I gotta start over 20 different times. Bitch, give me 20 different lives. You won't stress me the fuck out. See you, bitch. Won't want to be you.
So they're calling black men a bitch. See you, bitch. Wouldn't want to be you. Let's listen to another dating story.
Saw this girl on Instagram. She was like, I love being a girlfriend. All I've ever dated was kings. I was like, girl, I remember when I used to be like that. I remember those days I used to love wanting to be a girlfriend. She said something along the lines that...
So obviously she's single, overweight as well. They just can't compete, bro. You're not competitive anymore. Your makeup is a different tone than your neck. You're just not competitive.
That women don't want to be in a relationship or have bad experiences with men, just don't have options. I was like, what? I could be a Target, charging my Tesla, minding my whole business, and here comes an option. I'm starting to believe that a lot of women are single upon preference. You know what I mean? Like, it's because...
Yeah, so single upon preference. They're not trying to deal with the Malcolms, the mildly attractive, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable men. They're not trying to deal with the medium, ugly, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable men. And they are only dealing with the massively attractive, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable men. These men are the top echelon, the top 10, 5%, whatever you want to call it. And these are the men that are getting all the women. And, you know, they're sharing the men, just like she said in the other video.
Because we're seeing our options. And yes, some of them are kings and some of them are peasants. But honestly, it's like...
Some of them are peasants. And some of y'all are fat as shit. And some of y'all are in shape. See, they can say all this shit about men, but then when we, you know, put the shoe on the other foot, now it's a problem. Now you hate them. But she's over here calling men peasants. Well, ma'am, your body type is peasantry. You need to lose 20, 30, maybe even 50 pounds. You're overweight. So two can play at that game.
Like, it's because we're seeing our options. And yes, some of them are kings and some of them are peasants. But honestly, it's like... do I really want to risk my autonomy? Do I? I kind of like not being imprisoned. You know, it feels kind of great here.
So in a relationship, she feels imprisoned. I mean, just let these hoes loose and let them do what they want. Get your passports and leave them where they at. Just like the last woman said, I'm going to leave these niggas wherever the fuck they got me fucked up at. Yeah, we just going to leave y'all fucked up.
I've been celibate for such a long time. It just, I'm used to it by now. I'm used
Cap. I've been celibate for such a long time. Ask her how long she's been celibate. About like 6 weeks. Like 6 weeks is a long time. Women, for one, they don't have it. It's like their concept of time is some bullshit. They like, oh, well, I haven't done this in such a long time ago. Bitch, you did that shit like a year ago. What the fuck are you talking about?
Being by myself. And a lot of people be like, how could you go that long without sex? One guy came into my YouTube comments and was like, wait a minute, didn't you date a dude just recently who was a PCP addict?
So she dated a dude who was a PCP addict and she forgot all about him. She just didn't mention him. And these are the men that she's dating. And then she's trying to make it seem like, oh, it's just the black man's fault. You chose a fucking PCP addict. What the fuck? You can't make this shit up.
didn't know he was on PCP. I didn't find that out until after we started talking about marriage. Like his
Told you guys, how the fuck do you not know a nigga's on PCP? Jesus Christ. Didn't Kendrick Lamar say the first time he smoked weed was the blunt was laced with PCP? You think he didn't fucking know? And anybody with their right mind can spot a fucking drug addict. Especially doing hard drugs like that, you can't hide that shit. You might be able to hide your little cocaine, addiction, snort a line here and there when you're drunk off some booze or something. But you're not hiding a PCP addiction. Stop it. There's no way she didn't know this nigga was at least involved with drugs. Because to get your hands on PCP, you have to be really resourceful and you have to know some really good fucking plugs. Because most plugs just don't have PCP handy laying around anywhere, Yeah, you might be able to get some pills, some weed, some coke, or some Xans from the plug. But to specifically get PCP from a plug, you have to have a really good drug dealer network to get a guy who literally has PCP on deck, is what they call it, which means that he has it in supply. It's not easy to just get your hands on some PCP. Like, you can't just hit up your local weed dealer and say, hey, you know where to get PCP from? He's going to look at you like you're fucking stupid. So I don't believe the fact that she didn't know that this man was on PCP. So when she said, oh, I've been celibate for such a long time, and then she tells on herself by saying, oh, well, didn't somebody come in your YouTube chat, somebody came in my YouTube comments and say, hey, didn't you date this dude with a PCP addiction? And you think a guy who's addicted to PCP isn't also addicted to pussy? You think a guy who's addicted to PCP is not fucking? Yeah, he's fucking. So you let a man who is addicted to PCP inside of you. That's what you deserve. You don't even deserve a Malcolm. You don't deserve a medium, ugly, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable man. You don't deserve a mildly attractive, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable man. And you don't deserve a massively attractive, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable man. You don't. You don't qualify because you let men who are addicted to PCP in your snoot. That's what you do. So the discussion is over.
His friends was like, don't do it, sis. Like every friend he had, ma'am, I'm gonna need for you to not do that. I was like, why is everybody telling me that? They didn't want to tell me. They didn't want to tell me what was really going on with him. I ended up finding out. Between all of the male platonic friends I've had and the heartbreaks that I've had, and even the good relationships I've been in.
Good relationships she's been in. Guess who left? Guess who left the Malcolm? She doesn't even deserve a Malcolm, but she left the Malcolm. And it's black men's fault. Fuck out of here.
Come to the conclusion that single is good for me. My male platonic friends told me how men function. Yeah. And honestly, if you've been looking at all these podcasts and TikTok videos, you shouldn't want to be in a relationship either.
Okay, that's fine. Well, men still want relationships and we're going to get them. We're just going to get them with other women and you're going to be sick. And you're going to be sick. We're just going to get our passports. We're just going to date IR and you're going to be sick on your damn TikTok talking about why I'm seeing all these black men with these foreign women. What's the new passport bros trend? What's this trend of seeing all these, fine brothers with white women? What's the trend? What's going on here? That's what she going to say. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's cope.
It's over. But let me go back to the queen. Go ahead, sister, because you had a follow-up.
The other part of my issue was, like I said, other than the whole race mixing thing, the other issue in my family is colorism. And like I said, I don't know where I should stand on that because
Here we go.
Very, very light skinned. And my husband's friend, like I said, I'm his second wife. And of course, his divorce had nothing to do with his first wife's complexion. It was another issue altogether. But his friends always make the joke that he upgraded. And they've made this joke in front of my son. Oh, wow. And
Whoa. Wait, time out. Did I just hear you say that your brothers or somebody made a joke in front of your son that he upgraded from a black woman to a white woman in front of your son?
No, that's not what you're not even fucking listening. She said that her current husband had a wife before, and obviously she was dark-skinned, and he divorced that woman, and it had nothing to do with her skin color. Let me repeat. He had a wife before. She was darker skinned. He divorced that woman, and it had nothing to do with her skin color. Now he gets with a new woman, and she's light skinned. And his friend makes a joke saying that he upgraded. Now, is this upgrade contingent on her skin color? We don't know. We don't have that context yet. But but she's trying to insinuate that he said that that he said that his friend upgraded because the woman is lighter skinned, and he could just be meaning it as in she's cooler, she's more mild-mannered, she's more motherly, she's more womanly, she's more feminine, she's more girly. But she internalized that because of her own insecurity and said, oh, he must have think he upgraded because he's with a lighter woman than his ex-wife. It's bullshit.
No. I said my husband.
Listen up, Umar. You're not paying attention.
His first wife was dark.
Got you.
His friends have made the joke to him.
Ah, he upgraded from the dark wife to the light-skinned wife.
To me.
And he's made that statement in front of you.
No, he did not say that verbatim. Get the fuck out of here. They're putting words in this nigga's mouth.
Your son. What did you say when he made that statement in front of your son? What did you say when he made that statement? Go ahead.
What did my husband say?
No. What did you say when your husband's friend told him he upgraded from his chocolate ex-wife to his light-skinned new wife? What did you say when they said that in front of your son? What did you say?
I said our complexions had nothing to do with it. How is that an upgrade?
Okay, but here's what.
But did he even say anything about their complexion? No, he just said you upgraded. Maybe she looked better overall. Maybe she had better facial symmetry. He said nothing about the complexion, but she brought it up. Why? Because she's insecure.
You got to understand. How do you know your complexion had nothing to do with your husband selecting you?
Who gives a fuck? He loves her. She loves him. Why are you trying to make a mountain out of a molehill? Why are you trying to bring strife and tension in their relationship and bring in this colorism debate bullshit into their familial dynamic? You're talking about keeping the black family together. What a better way to split the family apart by talking about this bullshit. How do you know that your husband didn't choose you based off of your skin complexion? Dude, who gives a fuck? He thought she was hot. He wanted to marry her. He loves her. That's it. That's the end of the discussion. What the fuck are we talking about here?
Because you asked them.
I asked them.
Okay, well, let me tell you something. From a psychological perspective, people don't always tell the truth. Here's what I'm...
Jesus Christ. People don't know. Now he's not telling the truth. How about this woman's not telling the truth? How about this whole story that she made up is fucking fabricated? How about that? If you can't trust a black man's word that, hey, I didn't choose you based off of solely off the color of your skin, and obviously he didn't because his last wife was dark skinned. So what the fuck are you talking about? He likes black women, all shades and sizes. Well, I don't know about sizes, but all shades. He dated a dark skinned woman. It didn't work out. He divorced her. Now he's dating a light skinned woman and he loves her and it's working out. It has nothing to do with their skin color. Everything to do with their mannerisms. It has nothing to do with their complexion. Everything to do with her direction. And now Dr. Umar is trying to switch the direction and make her bring up strife and turmoil in a relationship that was perfectly fine without his fucking input. And he's supposed to be a psychologist.
I'm telling you, and I'm not trying to insinuate at all that he only married you because you were light skinned. I'm saying
or
that
you not. What was that not an insinuation when you said, oh, well, I'm going to tell you right now, honey, everybody don't be telling the truth. Even the husband that married you and gave you a fucking child. It's bullshit. She has more loyalty to Dr. Umar, who she's never met in her goddamn life, than her fucking husband.
I asked them.
Because you asked them.
I asked them.
Okay, well, let me tell you something. From a psychological perspective, people don't always tell the truth. Here's what I'm telling you, and I'm not trying to insinuate at all that he only married you because you were light skinned.
But is that not what you just did?
I'm saying that you being light may have been a factor in his decision making.
How about his ex-wife being dark-skinned was a factor in his decision making, because he likes dark-skinned women and he likes light-skinned women. He doesn't discriminate on the complexion of the woman's skin color. How about that, Umar? Can you swallow that pill? Can you swallow that pill? Probably not.
But here's my biggest concern. The reason I asked you that is you got to make sure your husband does not practice light-skin supremacy.
Sure.
Because if your husband is a light-skinned supremacist, he will teach that to your son.
Wow.
See, I want to make sure daddy ain't infecting the son with that.
How about the woman infecting the son? Dude, this is bullshit. She's the one infecting the son with the blatant racism, saying he can't date white women. What are you talking about, bruh?
That whole light-skin supremacy mindset. That's because that, it don't matter what his uncles do. His uncles could have white women, chocolate women. It don't matter. If his dad is sending him verbal or non-verbal messages that light skin is better than brown skin or black skin, then you need your intervention to be at home. Forget the relatives. Forget the extended family. The husband is the problem.
Oh, man, bad. Dude, fuck out of here, dude. This dude just gave her some off-the-wall bullshit advice. Oh, my God. I can't stand that. And, you know, I enjoy Dr. Umar's content, but some of this shit is just cringe. I'm like, bro, what? That made no fucking sense. The husband is the problem because he found a wife that works for him. But the Bible says if you find a wife, you find a good thing. Bullshit.
Are you following me on that?
And like I say, he's never said it, but I told him it's not cool that when your friends make that joke, that you laugh.
Oh my God.
See, he's laughing.
So now he can't have his own sense of humor. But then these women always say, I want a guy that makes me laugh. I want a funny guy. Now when he has a real sense of humor and it's not the way that your sense of humor is, then it's an issue. Dude, you can't even be yourself around these women. Get your fucking passports, date IR, SYSBM, MGTO dub, whatever the fuck you got to do. Just get away from this shit.
If he's laughing at the joke, you know what he should have said?
Yeah, that's what Dad did.
Listen, you know what he should have said?
Dark-skinned lady and found him a light-skinned lady.
See, he laughing at the joke. That means he believes.
He's laughing at the joke. How about it was a funny joke? How about it's a funny joke? When somebody makes a joke about Mexicans, doesn't mean that I believe that the joke is legit about every fucking Mexican. But when you make a joke about, oh, well, you know, Mexicans, they be whipping up a mean taco. Yeah, we're going to fucking laugh. It doesn't mean that it's true. I probably had some shitty tacos from some Mexicans. But at the end of the day, the joke was funny because it's a stereotype and he played on the stereotype to make the joke. It's just comedic relief. They're buddies busting each other's balls. That's all it is. Stay out of grown men's business. Stay out of grown men's politicking, bro. Just stay out of your husband's conversations when it comes to his friends, because men speak like men and we don't give a fuck what you think about it. We don't give a fuck what you feel about it. Okay. We're going to speak how we want to speak around our friends. And if you can't take that, then go home, you know, pack up and go home, because the women, let them be around their friends and kikiing and all this shit. They're going to be saying some even worse stuff than the men are saying. So fuck out of here. We're going to be talking about women for like 5-10 minutes, and then we're gonna be on the next thing talking about sports, Nintendos, or you know, PlayStations, or what's the new game coming out, or whatever. We're gonna switch the top. Like, we're not gonna stay on that topic.
I don't want to be a part of that. Like, I'm like, you know, don't act like I'm some kind of trophy that you won or something.
So don't act like so. See, and that's the problem. Other women of other races are happy to be trophy wives. That's y'all fucking problem.
I see what you're saying. Well, it's too late for that. Y'all married, y'all got a son, and I'm sure that's not the only reason why he did it.
It's too late for that. Jesus Christ. Now he's asking this woman to divorce her husband solely based off of the fact that he's attracted to her skin complexion. This is ridiculous.
I'm sure he loves you. You understand? But you got to crack down on that.
No, she needs, no, not at all. She needs to follow the guidance and leadership of her husband. That's the only thing she needs to do in her marriage. She needs to follow the guidance and leadership of her husband and know that he will not lead her astray. And that's all she needs to do in her marriage. Fuck all that. You need to crack down. You ain't cracking down on shit. This is the man's household, not yours.
Listen, I've dated fair-skinned women. I've dated sisters of every color. I don't have a skin tone preference.
Oh, so it's a problem. So it's not a problem. It's not a problem when you do it, when you get to have your polygynous relationships with multiple women, like he's discussed. So you get to date all the women under the sun of different complexions, and nobody can say shit to you. If we lined up all the women that Dr. Umar has sex with, let's really see how many light-skinned versus dark-skinned women that he's really choosing. Because he's talking all this shit, but he's not married. He's not making any of these women an honest woman. So what's going on here? He's sexually active, but he's not making any of these women honest women. It's bullshit.
At all. Okay. In fact, in my own personal story, I've shared with people how for a long time, I always said I was going to have to marry a chocolate sister because in being in the school, I see how poorly treated black girls are. And in society, how poorly treated dark-skinned sisters are. So I said,
where? I mean, a lot of times they be treating themselves bad. That's just the reality. Ain't nobody treating them bad. They're treating themselves bad.
So many black scholars, conscious community scholars, as well as mainstream black scholars. If you look at our scholars, most of them have light women. Very few scholars, hoteps and mainstream, very few of them have chocolate women. And all of them will claim that that's a coincidence. And I will say, as a psychologist, that's bullshit. Okay, you're not going to tell me that 99% of all black scholars got light-skinned women by accident.
Well, the thing is, 33% of black college-educated black men date IR. So, I mean, that's what you're the more educated the black man is, the more likely he's going to date outside his race.
Accident. That's a lie. Okay. So for me, I said, I'm going to have to marry a chocolate woman because somebody has to validate chocolate sisters. And then
why aren't you married now? Why aren't you married now? If it's so easy to find a black queen, then get married tomorrow. What are your excuses? Nobody gives him pushback. It's ridiculous.
Only recently I began to back off of that because coming from a spiritual perspective, it could very well be the case that my ancestors desire me to be with a light-skinned woman.
I know he did not. He tried to cope for his lust for light-skinned women by saying that, I had to back off of, being exclusively for dark-skinned women because the ancestors came down in a dream and told me that, hey, you might want to try out some light-skinned pussy too. Your destiny is to be with a light-skinned woman. Manifest destiny of a light-skinned bitch. That's literally what he's trying to rationalize to us. The ancestors, the gods of old, came down to him and said, hey, don't just exclusively date dark-skinned women. You need a light-skinned woman. So that's the only excuse that I got for dating light-skinned women now, because my ancestors told me that my soulmate may be a light-skinned woman. They said maybe, not guaranteed. And so that's his excuse for dating light-skinned women. What's yours? How about this is my excuse? I like them.
It might be a light-skinned woman who's the one who's to help me build what I need to build. So I had to check my own self. I had to check my.
If we were supposed to say no to light-skinned women, then Rosa Parks would have just been single for the rest of her life.
My own self, because by saying I will only date a dark-skinned woman or only marry one, then I was practicing the opposite of light skin supremacy, which is black skin supremacy, which is no better.
You don't believe that. You literally are a black skin supremacist, because see, this is the issue. He's talking about black skin supremacy and light skin supremacy versus light skin supremacy. Well, what about black supremacy versus white supremacy? See, you can't in your line of logic, with this line of logic that he just established for us, and this sister is not intellectual enough to even challenge him on that. She's just taking everything, at what he's saying as fucking gospel. But in your logic, then in that logic, then you should not even discriminate against white women either, because you're practicing black supremacy, which you just said is just as bad as light skin supremacy versus dark skin supremacy.
A dark skinned woman or only marry one, then I was practicing the opposite of light skin supremacy, which is black skin supremacy, which is no better. Which somebody who says I'm only going to date dark is no better than somebody who says I'm only going to date light.
So what about is somebody who says I'm only going to date black women any better than somebody who says I'm only going to date white women? That's the line of logic that he's establishing for us. It works interracially and intraracially. Straight up.
So
this nigga's a hypocrite, bro. And I love Dr. Umar for certain things, but you know, he's very entertaining to me, but he is a hypocrite, bro. I mean, and everybody's a hypocrite in their own way, but this is just straight hypocrisy.
I had to check myself and saying, if you do that, you're no better than the people you're talking about, because now.
And you're no better than white people if you're telling black people that they shouldn't be able to date white women, or black men that they shouldn't be able to date white women. You're no better than, you know, the white slave master who, you know, won't let you get with his daughter. I mean, that's the logic that you're establishing for your line of argument.
You're discriminating against light-skinned sisters for being light. And that's not fair either. So I had to reevaluate that so I don't risk cutting out the woman who is for me, okay, just because she's light. You see, so what we got to do is we got to get over the whole light skin supremacy, dark skin supremacy, colorism spectrum. That should not be a part of our mindset, but it is, because the white man gave it to us. It is part of post-traumatic slavery disease. And we also have to be clear, the reason why it is so entrenched on top of self-hatred is the fact that in America, and especially in the Caribbean, and especially in Africa, America too, but especially in the Caribbean and especially in Africa, the whole society was based on the amount of melanin in your skin. So in America during slavery, you know, they did have their little mulattoes and they had, you know, they light skin, but it was not as systematically encoded as in the Caribbean or in Africa, where if you was 1/2 shade lighter, that was the difference between getting into college or not. That was the difference between a good job or not. And I can tell you, even today, after slavery and colonialism, light skin supremacy is still very much a part of the Caribbean.
Well, slavery hasn't ended, especially in Libya, where black men are enslaving other black men and women. So, you know, oh man, I mean, it's a whole bunch of issues going on in Africa if he wants to bring Africa up. But I do want to bring up why should men be overly pursuant of these sisters when they're so happy being alone? Listen to this.
A glimpse of what being a single black woman in her prime in LA looks like.
You don't know my.
So a glimpse of what being a single black woman in her prime in LA looks like. She forgot to show you the men that she's sleeping around with to get to these venues and move around in Los Angeles. Okay? So she's happy to be single. She's happy to be dolo. So let her bask in her happiness. Why should black men feel the need to have to cuff these women who are single, happy, free, strong, independent, and doing it all on they damn lonesome?
They can't take all this. This is a lot. It's a lot. I give
it's
from
a
the
lot.
time I open my eyes to the time I close my eyes, but I'm loyal.
Yeah.
And my coochie good.
Okay.
And
Okay. So that's her explanation for why, when someone asks why she's single, if she's so, if her coochie's so good, then somebody would have cuffed her up. And I can see them little portraits in the background. She ain't hiding shit. She's a single mother. She's got kids. You're single for a reason, because you got fucking kids. Stop with the cope. Oh, I'm single because I'm a lot. I'm like, rah. When I wake up in the morning, I'm like, ah. Yeah, men don't give a fuck about that goofy ass shit, bitch. I wake up in the morning, I'm a lot. I'm like, my essence is just vibrant. I'm the bee's knees. Like the narcissism. You're single because you got kids. You're single because you have children and nobody wants to play big stepdaddy.
This is a lot. It's a lot. I give
it's
from
a
the
lot.
time I open my eyes to the time I close my eyes, but I'm loyal.
Yeah.
And my coochie good.
Okay.
Okay, if your coochie was that good, then it would have been able to make your baby daddy stay. Okay, your baby daddy wouldn't lift your ass if the coochie was that good and immaculate. But her vibe and her essence is just like, niggas don't want to wake up to that bullshit. Talking about when I wake up, I'm just like, the fuck are you, a fucking baby lion or some shit? Shut the hell up. Make some breakfast.
You know what? I think girls are just tired of men, the bullshit. So it's just better to be, like, I was single for a very long time. Like, it's better to be by yourself. It's funner that way. You can sleep at night. You ain't got to worry about no nigga out here cheating on you.
You can sleep around at night is what she meant. You ain't got to worry about nobody cheating on you. Bruh, y'all are the main cheaters, though.
You ain't got to worry about if this nigga happy or not. You ain't got to worry
Let's not even talk about the infidelity that's coming from a lot of these sisters, bruh. They are not loyal. As much as they be saying they loyal, that's hella cap, bro. That's hella cap. They probably one of the most cheatingest races. I ain't gonna cap, respectfully.
You ain't got to worry about none of that. When you single, it feels good. I was single for a very long time at peace. That's how I was able to get so much done.
Okay, so I was single and I was at peace and all this good stuff. let's get back to Umar and we're gonna wrap it up, guys. Lord have mercy.
Supremacy is still very much a part of the Caribbean reality. I've traveled extensively through the Caribbean. It's very much a part of Caribbean reality. It's very much a part of African reality. And it's still a part of light-skinned reality too. We need to cut that shit out. The next generation of Black children should not be raised with any type of semblance being attributed to attaching value with skin shade. A person's value should have nothing to do with the shade of melanin. That is absolutely sick, and that is nothing but a psychological residual of slavery.
How do you combat that?
He still hasn't let the man speak the whole fucking stream. It's been 30 minutes. The man hasn't gotten a word in.
Gotta get see
white people that say, you know, I don't want to benefit from, you know, white supremacy. It's almost the same thing with a light-skinned person. Like, I don't want to benefit from that. So how do you combat it?
Well, here's the thing. You can't necessarily...
A woman doesn't want to benefit from pretty privilege? Yeah, give me a fucking break.
Control all the opportunities in life where it may benefit.
And I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt, bro. I wouldn't even be surprised if she was like some 200-pound light-skinned bitch talking about, oh, light-skin. Look, the light-skin shit don't work if you're fucking ugly.
But you will definitely be able to be more conscious of opportunities where it works against darker-skinned Africans. In other words, you have an obligation as a lighter-skinned sister to expose the light-skinned supremacy wherever you find it.
Oh my God. So turn this bitch into an activist. Turn this man's wife into a fucking light-skinned supremacist activist. It's bullshit. That's your solution to Black dating in the West, Dr. Umar. Good luck.
Somebody say, oh, that child is so beautiful because they're light or have green eyes or hazel eyes, and ignore the dark-skinned kid standing right next to him, then you have reinforced it. You have to expose it all the time you see it. And guess what, Queen? You're gonna have to work harder than me. Guess why? Because you're gonna be around it more because you're the privileged group. See, the privileged group is exposed to the racist and discriminatory.
Hold on. So she's Black, but she has privilege now. I'm so lost, bro.
Behavior more than the targeted group. White people hear the N-word more than Black people will ever hear it. White people hear the N-word more than Black people will ever hear it because they are the in group.
He can't be fucking serious. White people hear the N-word more than black people. I know he did not just say that. Has he ever listened to NBA Youngboy? Has he ever listened to Pooh Shiesty? Has he ever listened to Gucci Mane? Young Jeezy? White people hear the N-word more than black people? Yeah, I beg to differ.
Hear the N-word more than black people will ever hear it. White people hear the N-word more than black people will ever hear it because they are the in group. And just as with them, light-skinned black people will hear the dark-skinned jokes way more than a dark-skinned person.
That's bullshit. Bruh, as a dark-skinned man, I totally disagree with this shit. As a dark-skinned man, I totally disagree with this shit. Nigga, do you know how many African booty scratcher, and I'm not even Nigerian. I'm not from Africa. I was born in America, and I got flamed up by so many niggas like talking about some African booty scratcher, dark skin jokes, you black as hell jokes, black women, black men, it doesn't matter. Like, we all were joking on each other. But to say that light skinned people hear the dark skin jokes, no, not at all, bruh.
Because you're in the in group. So you're going to have to fight more than a dark-skinned person. Why? Because a light-skinned person is going to be real careful about what they say about dark-skinned people around dark-skinned people.
Yeah, but dark-skinned people don't give a fuck about saying another nigga is blacker than them, though.
But because you are light, they will feel more comfortable.
Shout out to WP. He says, no group of people shame people for their skin complexion more than black people. That's a fact.
Saying it around you because they're going to assume that you have the same type of psychological sickness as they have. So a light-skinned person, and I commend you.
I'm gonna let you go because I know you have other people that have questions. And after I say
well, yeah, there was a man who had a question, and he never got to get his shit off.
But that you're right with that. Because when my son was younger, one of my mom's friends, who was an older, darker-skinned lady, was commenting on how beautiful my son was.
So that literally disproves what Umar just said. She said when her son was younger, an older, darker-skinned woman was commenting on how beautiful her light-skinned son was. So that just goes to show that dark-skinned people have no problem, using the colorism argument against other dark-skinned people.
My son is my complexion. And she asked who his father was. Like, I don't know why that was any of her business. But I told her, the guy that you just saw me with, that's his dad. And she was like, oh, you're so lucky. I said, why do you say that? She said, because he took after you. Because my son has red hair and light eyes.
Well, is that what she actually said? Because he has red hair and light eyes? Or is your husband just medium ugly? You don't even know if she was talking about the complexion or his hair or his eyes, unless she specifically said that. Or she was just making, a lighthearted comment about your husband not being as attractive as, you are or she was.
And I told her, I was like, actually, the hair and the eyes came from him. Like, that's a trait in his family.
Okay, so she specifically said something about the hair and the eyes.
Not mine. Like, the only thing he got from me was complexion. And she was like, well, you're lucky that your child came out looking like that instead of looking like his dad. And she, I could tell she wasn't trying to be hurtful. She honestly felt like I was lucky that my son was light-skinned with light eyes and red hair.
And that's the sickness.
So, I mean,
that's the worst.
And who's that coming from? Another old, elderly, dark-skinned black woman. So I thought we were talking about black sons, the Snow Bunny, black sons. But you have an elderly black woman who's saying, hey, you're lucky that your kid came out light-skinned. So who really is the colorist? Who's really the colorist?
Kind of sickness.
I never wanted my son to hear anybody say that he was lucky that he looks like that.
And that's why you're...
Luckily, I don't think that anybody's ever said it in front of him. But I've had plenty of people tell me that I'm lucky that my son looks like that.
And that's why you have to teach him right. You follow me? Because nobody can stop colorism better than a light-skinned African. Just like nobody can stop racism better than white folk, but they're never going to stop it because they benefit from it. But nobody...
I mean, there's plenty of white people trying their best to apologize for the sins of their ancestors. Don't act like the majority of white people want to see a resolution to the race relations in America. Black people just won't allow it because we're stuck on this. We stuck on the bullshit, and then we're going into political power and political office with all these ideas that aren't new, but we're drafting as if they're new and we're pushing as if they're new. But it's really just like a communist, fascist agenda, a Marxist agenda that Black people have been sold since the early 20th century that is now actually being implemented into policy in major metropolitan cities where you have a high Black population.
Nobody can stop. For example, I have 6 degrees, right? A doctorate. There's a mindset that says educated people's opinions are more important than uneducated people. So guess what? I'm one of those brothers who have to constantly remind people that you will not ignore that brother's opinion because he don't have a doctorate from a white university. Just because I have a doctorate from a white university does not make my opinion.
So why does he have a doctorate from a white university and didn't get it from an HBCU? That's another question that we have as well.
More important.
Is he a PWI supremacist? Does he think that publicly white institutions are more superior than HBCUs? I mean, that's not a hard question to answer. I mean, the answer is yes.
And then his. And because I have that degree, other educated Black people will feel more comfortable talking down about so-called uneducated Black people because they don't around me because I have the degree. So the assumption is what? You're comfortable with the comments because you benefit from the privilege. You're comfortable with the comments because you benefit from the privilege. That's going to be the assumption, and that's why you're going to have to fight hard. Your son is going to have to fight hard when it comes to light skin supremacy. I got to fight hard when it comes to educated bougie Blacks looking down on Black folks who don't have doctorate degrees. We all have to do our part to fight where we are.
All right, well, thank you so much for hearing me out, Dr. Umar.
No problem. No problem.
All right, that concludes the duration of the stream. This was a really good stream. I do want to leave you guys with something that that I found on TikTok that stuck out to me. And all this shit Dr. Umar's talking, but you cannot deny love, and you cannot deny a woman who works for you, and you cannot deny a woman who actually values you for who you are, not what you can do for them, but she actually loves you for you. And if that woman is outside of the race, then so be it. If Black men have to look outside of the race, outside of the country for love, genuine, true love, and being valued, then if they have to do that to find real love, then that's what they should do. And Black women as well. And I just want to show you an example of that where it had nothing to do with race. It had everything to do with how the woman stood out against other women, being competitive against other women, being a light, being peace for this man. So this is a brother, and he's giving his testimony on why he ended up choosing a white woman. And the comment says, them, all these single Black women, and you chose her, and you choose her. And this is his explanation for why he chose her. So this music is copywritten, and she's a cute woman. But there you have it. She stood out. All these other balloons, she's the one that lights up. All these women who are cookie cutter, copy and paste bitches talking about rich nigga, 8-figure, 6-figure, that's my type. All y'all women who act the same, which is 99% of y'all who act the same. This woman stood out. She was the bright light in front of all the fucking bots who swallowed the LGBT propaganda, who swallowed the the bullshit blackity black narrative, who swallowed the Black Lives Matter movement. He found a woman who differentiated herself from all these other bot women who are politically programmed, and that's the result that he got. He found the woman that stood out, okay? The yellow butterfly amongst the blue ones. He found the piece of the puzzle that brought his life peace. And that's all that it's supposed to be about. That's what real love is. And until we start to come back toward that real love, that genuine love, not for what the man can do for you, but for what and who that man is, then there ain't gonna be no fucking change. in the black community. You can hang that shit the fuck up. As long as these women are talking about rich nigga, 8-figure, 6-figure, that's my type, and this and a third, and they don't humble themselves, and they don't deal with the Malcolms, the mildly attractive, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable men. They don't deal with the Malcolms, the medium, ugly, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable men. Then women outside of the race are going to continue to take the most eligible black male bachelors in the dating pool. So, you know, it is what it is. You got a problem with it, you know, I mean, it's dead anyway. I mean, you can't stop men from doing what they you know, want to do. You can't stop men from finding peace, finding love in all shades and, you know, whatever. You can't stop that. All right. And I advise men to find what works for them, not just because, oh, just because she's black, I'm just going to deal with her, or just because she's white, I'm just going to deal with her, or just because she's Hispanic. No, deal with who makes you happy and who genuinely loves you for you. And I'll tell you right now, you'll be immensely happy for it, not just because she's black, white, or any race, but because she loves you for who you are and you love her the same. So with that being said, guys, I want to go ahead and get up out of here, man. This was an epic stream. This is a great stream. Make sure after the stream, you guys comment immediately after the stream on the Reclaim Your Throne channel so we can get pushed in the algo. Man, I love you guys. You know, I definitely want to see you guys succeed. Do what you got to do to find love, whether it be MGTO dub, whether it be purple pill shit, whether it be red vitamin shit, whether it be SYSBM, whether it be passport bros, whatever you got to do. Do not let this rhetoric, this ideology of you just got to stick with the woman of your race just because, you know, loyalty to the black race shit. Look, man, deal with who makes you happy and who brings peace into your life. And I'll tell you right now, you will live a fulfilled life. So with that being said, you already know what it is, man. It's your boy, Reclaim Your Throne. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Send your relationship questions to email down below with a screenshot of your CashApp so I know you're paying on time, man. Y'all need to be on your market game with the BS. You already know. Reclaim Your Throne.
Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne.